Hello.
Good evening. Is that Phoebe?
It certainly is. Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, I put slow mode on as well tonight. So, summer rains, first one in. Oh, look at that bow. That's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Summer rains. Thank you.
Buffy B's got a bow on as well, I
That's
think.
brilliant.
Oh, we're missing the names. Right. Hello, welcome to Summer Rains, Pitbull Sleuth, Buffy B, Jojo, Jessie Back,
Yeah. Okay, Dad, you have to carry on a minute.
Stephanie M, Gojo, Miss Dog Lover, Kim Timlin, Dave S, Jill, Tiggy P, Gemini Star, Fairly Vague, South Pole Elf, London Girl, The Jewel, Helen Eleni, This Will Do Nicely, Ellie Maskill, Janet Hussein, Cat in a Hat, No Format, Kitty Bloom, Pitbull Sleuth, who have I missed out? Stardust, Tippy Love, Evie Scorpio, Melissa Susie, I think I got that right, Bunny Rabbit, Louise Brown, Catty Girl, Cyanide 77, Irish Eyes, Nike Hercules MM19, Dawny PM, Carol Snook, Solange, Baked Pineapple, Mandy Hall. Welcome in and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world.
Well, you're on a bit of a roll there, Dad.
I know, I'm out of breath now.
How is everybody? Dad rocks the bow.
Yeah,
Hi, Jules Kitchener. Hi, darling. Hi, Jessie, London Girl, The Jewel, Jojo, Sharon H, Brandy Brown.
Hippie Chick 74, Kane's Fan, Melissa Susie, I said that one. Desiree, Sam Benoni Girl. Hello.
Hey, Sam. Bebo here. Nike Hercules MM19. Did we say hello to you?
Sure,
To
Brandy
Zero
Brown.
Wiggin.
Hello, Brandy. Martin. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Dehan.
Photography to
Welcome.
photography today. Hello.
Hi, PT. Lisa Rayner, Carol Marshall, Tiggy P, Louise Brown. I'm probably repeating a few. Coffee Cup.
Carol,
Thank you, Stardust.
Carol Snook. We are all Neo. Andrea M. Jessie Back. I think I've said that one.
And our gorgeous Tracy LDH, of course.
I'm quite impressed with Summer Rain's bow there. That's a great picture, that is. I hope everyone's impressed with mine as well. It took me 2 hours to do my hair and put my bow on tonight, so I hope everyone's impressed.
Lovely reading all the comments.
Yeah, I'm just flicking around on Zoom 1 second. So I'm sure everyone knows it's been quite an eventful night already, I believe.
Yes, it certainly has. It's lovely to have all of you here with us. We can talk about what's been happening probably since sort of Friday, really, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I think Saturday as well certainly needs a special mention, doesn't it? Really. So,
Yeah, it all sort of started Friday, really, didn't it, when we received
yes, of
our
course. Yes, of course.
first notification. That's what I meant, that the event sort of kicked off on Thursday night, Friday morning, and
Yeah, yeah. We got a special guest or two tonight as well, which I'm sure you will all love and be familiar with. So you got that to look forward to as well. It should be a good night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just loving that hair, Dad. Have you always been a blonde?
I have, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
usually sort of brush it back and dye it black, but for tonight I thought I'd let it all out and show,
Yeah.
and rock the bow. So
Do you ever back comb it and, have a,
sometimes, yeah,
have a beehive?
depends on the weather.
Rocking the beehive?
Yeah, it depends on the weather really. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not afraid to rock the beehive now and again.
Good for you. My hair always goes a bit frizzy when I go out in the rain. Does yours?
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, it gets a bit, and in the heat as well, it gets a bit
Yeah,
dry and frizzy. I have to get the straighteners out.
yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone else's hair's okay today. Hope they're not having bad hair days.
Oh, my bad hair days are really bad hair days, as you can imagine.
Have you always had long hair, Phoebe?
No, I did have it quite short. I had it in a bob, but it was shaved up the back. So from the front, it was sort of came down the side of my face,
Hmm.
but at the back it was really shaved like a number one.
Oh, right.
So it was like graded upwards and really quite severe at the back. But from the front, you wouldn't know
Hmm.
that it was that short. So yeah.
Yeah. The trends change, don't they? The fashions. It's funny, you can
Mm,
instantly look at a photo or look at a photo and instantly kind of tell which decade it was from, can't you?
yeah. I've got a couple that I've got one from the 80s and one from the 90s. So maybe I'll pop one of those on at some point. Oh, we are all Neo. You have had side shaves. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Up
lots of
up the side by your shaved up by your ears and round the
oh,
sides to the back.
lots of bows. Hi, Rebecca. Lots of bows for you there, Phoebe from
Oh,
Rebecca.
thanks, Rebecca.
Hi, Meek.
Welcome.
Meek Brown. Hello. Truth Seeker VP. Hello.
Hi to Davis. Truth Seeker VP. Hello. Genetic Code. Solange. Temple Doyle. Hi, Temple Doyle. Mick Brown. Hi, Mick.
Stephanie M. Ginger. Ginger's here, is she? I don't see Ginger sneak in the back door there. Tosha Michelle. Jojo. Tracy LDH. We have never ever threatened anyone. Never a truer statement said.
Oh my goodness, no, definitely
Not
not.
not our style at all.
Hi, Anthony Savage. Hi, Daniel Wiltshire. Oh, Ginger's on the phone at the moment, but she's showing her support.
Hi
Thank you.
Meek. Is it Meek or Mick? I suppose it's Mick, isn't it really? Mick spelled differently. We spell it M-I-C-K, don't we? Over here
Mick,
mostly.
Mick Brown, yeah.
Hmm.
Phoebo, yeah. Hi there. Is it Phoebe or Phoebo? Well, I kind of got the nickname Phoebo now, haven't I?
Yeah, well,
A
you freaked me
bit
out a
of
little bit because you didn't tell me you were changing your name, and then all of a sudden I was sort of in a chat with you, and all of a sudden this Phoebo person was there, and I was like, oh my God, who's that? Is that Phoebe? Was that someone's hacked into our secret chat or something?
No, I should have told you, but
All right, keep me on my toes.
yeah.
Right,
Oh,
okay,
it's
so
pronounced Mike. It's pronounced Mike.
it
Okay,
is Mike.
thanks, Mike.
There you go. I've never seen it spell that before. It's quite unique.
Hmm. I like unique though, don't you, Dad?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Own the
Definitely.
bow, respect the bow, support the bow. See, that it's great, isn't it? We can turn what was a negative, I guess, into a positive. We're not afraid to take the Mickey out of ourselves and laugh at ourselves, you know.
Absolutely not. We have a new name as well. Toilet paper.
Mm.
Hmm. So we'll have to bring out our own, won't we? TP toilet
TP.
TP toilet paper. We can have a little emblem on there, you know.
I'm sure something will be coming up in the next week or so. We're not quite sure. We've got to wait. We'll talk about what's happened and the sort of position that the channel is in a moment. We're not quite sure when we can upload our next videos, but we'll have a chat about that in a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Hermione. Thank you.
Hi, Kazbat. Kazbat's here, is she? Hello.
Lots of shout outs for Martin.
Yeah, we deserve some.
Yeah, rightly so.
And photography today as well.
Yeah. Yeah, PT.
Yeah, PT. Yeah.
We go back a long way.
And
with,
Rebecca as well, of course.
PT.
Yeah, we're all kind of one big team, really, aren't we? We all do our own things and stuff, but ultimately we're all fighting for the same cause. So
yeah, absolutely.
All one big team. Right. Okay. So do you want to sort of start then, Phoebe, with Thursday then, and then perhaps I can pick up from Saturday. If you want,
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, what happened was we got a copyright strike on, I think it was 2 or 3 of our videos, and then we decided obviously that we were going to fight it with all our strength, because we don't know where the copyright infringement is, because it's all our own work. There's no copyrighted music, and if there was, because it was, Armchair Detective Alan Vinicum that put the strikes on. So whenever you clicked on one of the videos that he put a strike against, you would have had a black screen with a notice on it saying, that the video has been removed due to a copyright infringement claim from Mr. Alan Vinicum. So it was 2 or 3 videos. The total was 6 we've had removed off the channel at the moment from Mr. Alan Vinicum, because then we received another strike from him on the other few videos, so totaling 6. And so yeah, we decided obviously that we were going to fight the claim, because it's all Tracy's drawings, there's no music, it's not his voice, so where is the copyright infringement? And apparently YouTube are supposed to give us notification when they write to us and advise us that we've had a copyright infringement. It's supposed to give us they are supposed to give us a timestamp on whereabouts the infringement occurs. So we should have had 6 timestamps really advising us on each video where, a timestamp of the copyright infringement, and we haven't got any timestamps at all. So we're not quite sure what happened there. So yeah, we decided to fight the claim, and so we submitted the claim. Meanwhile, to protect the channel, we decided to remove the rest of the videos ourselves and pop them on private. So when you've got your channel, when you want to take a video down yourselves, you've got 2 choices. You can either make it private, which means it's still there in the background but nobody can see it other than us, or you can remove it altogether. If you've got you don't ever want to use that video again for whatever reason, you remove it completely, and you will see different messages on the screen depending on what the creator has done. So if the creator has removed the video forever, it will say this video has been removed by the user. If the creator has popped it onto private, then you will see a message saying this video is not available. If it's been copyright struck, then you will see the message with the name of the person who has, submitted the infringement claim. So yeah, all of our videos are on private at the moment, apart from the 6 that we've received the strikes for. So that's sort of where the channel stands at the moment, and we're just waiting for a decision really on our account. We've submitted what's called a counterclaim. Had to provide all the information, and off it went. So Did you want to take over, Dad?
Yeah. So it's kind of in YouTube's hands now, really. I think they have to look at it, and say, look, is this a valid copyright claim or not? We're kind of hoping, obviously, they decide against it, because, like Phoebe said, this is it's all Tracy's illustrations. The voice has all been created. It's not his voice. There's nothing in there that can be classed as copyright. So hopefully YouTube will, make the correct decision. If not, it's then down to him if he wants to take it further. But we're prepared to fight him all the way because, we believe it's absolute tosh. So that's where we are with that. So things are just on the back burner at the minute, but don't worry, we're still here, and
he does have 10 days to respond to YouTube and let them know what he's going to do. So we may have to wait the full 10 days, mightn't we, Dad? And if he wants to take us to court, if we've proven in our counterclaim that there is no copyright, then YouTube will then hopefully allow us to put the video back up. If he still believes it's copyright and wants to take it further, he will then need to take us to court, and he's got 10 days in which to decide what he wants to do and then advise YouTube accordingly. So
and we're quite happy with that. We're quite happy to fight it all the way. So
absolutely. There's no,
it's rubbish. It's a false claim. It's a bogus claim. Absolute bogus claim. So so it may just be, a few videos not there for a week or so, but it's just a week in it. It's nothing. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, so the channel hasn't been taken down by anyone. We chose to protect the channel by putting the remaining videos onto private. And we're just waiting to see what happens with those.
Yeah, and it could backfire on him in the end, couldn't it? And of course, this channel, we've got this set up just how we want it. It's going to all fall in line perfectly with the new policies, because what we're doing on here at the moment with the lives is, no one can touch that. It's our freedom of speech. It's all our work. So there's nothing, can be done about Team Phoenix, our channel here. Really.
No, and we're very, very, very careful with any music that we put on. It's all copyright safe. Nobody can make the people. If anybody wants to make a copyright claim, they have to be the owner of the work. So if anybody were to use Tracy's, our videos or Tracy's drawings, we could then submit a copyright claim to say that's our work. You're not allowed to use it. So if anybody wanted to make a claim against the music, it has to be the owner of that music. So, no one else can put in a claim against the music.
That's correct. So so obviously moving on to Saturday was when he had his first complete rant, wasn't it? So there's just a couple of points we want to make or correct him on there. We have never and will never take Super Chat. We have never had it switched on, and we never will have it switched on. So that's one complete lie that he said about us. He was then going on about how, the people that know the case, CBI, FBI, Ruzek attorneys, and the Ruzek family. Now, of course, if he says the Ruzek family believe the Ruzek family, obviously Frank Ruzek has been on this channel and said the case is closed. So if you're going to believe anyone, believe Frank. He's obviously going on about the woman and the two shadows, keeps going on about his shadow. We've never seen that as a woman, have we, Phoebe? I've said about there's a big height difference between those two. Just look at a photo of Chris and Nicole together. A sizable height difference. That would be clear as day on that CCTV in my eyes, which is something people seem to overlook. And one of the main points he kept saying was that, we keep saying that he received Super Chat. He received Super Chat. Which is kind of missing the point, isn't it, really? I mean, the point we're here is The Ruzek family have told him to stop. The case is closed. In respect to the family, respect their wishes. It's nothing to do with him taking super chat or anything on it. I mean, a part of obviously it is partly that. He shouldn't be doing it in that case. But the main thing is that respect the family's wishes. They've spoken up. Frank Ruzek has been on a channel and told him to stop. He's commented on one of his other videos. I think he's told him to get a life. And AD said, "Oh, I'm going to look into this account. I don't believe it's real. By tomorrow, I'll know where the IP address is coming from. We believe it's coming from Ireland."
He didn't. I don't think he actually said initially that he's got the IP address. He said something like, "I will know by tomorrow whether this is the real Frank or not," or something like that in the comment section on his down in the bottom of the comment section.
Yeah, and this was 2-3 days ago, and he said nothing since then. So, make your mind up. If he knows that's real. He says that he knows Frankie's real because he made that video with the dog, but he doesn't believe it's the real Frank.
Could I just chip in there, Dad? Because there's actually, I think on one of Frankie's videos, Frank Senior has actually commented on there and said something like, I love you, and Frankie's, sort of said back, "I love you too, Dad," or something like that. So,
yeah, well,
it's just ridiculous. And if you click on Mr. Ruzek's icon, guess where it takes you? To the same person who comes and kindly chats with us. There's just no dispute whatsoever. It makes me so angry.
I know. And if you go to Rebecca Winter's live, where all the family enter her chat, Frankie himself comes on and says, "Yes, this is my parents." I mean, what, that's coming from Frankie. I mean, for God's sake. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I mean, he must know this.
And Rebecca's a victim's advocate, She's advocating for the family, and she has done passionately, and she has done for a very, very long time, and she knows the family very well, and there's just no dispute. There's
No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that he keeps saying this. He knows it is. He just doesn't want to admit it. He had his chance and he blocked the family.
What could he do, Dad, if he admitted that it was really Mr. Ruzek Senior? We asked Mr. Vinicum to please respect the family's wishes and stop making videos about the Chris Watts case. We didn't say take your channel down or anything like that. We just said please stop making videos.
Exactly. Well, he's even now said, even if Mr. and Mrs. Ruzek tell me to stop, I'm not going to stop because I feel that there are other people involved and they're a danger to society.
That's
what he
said. Absolutely, I'm speechless. That's just so disrespectful to Frankie, Sandy, and Frank Senior.
Yeah, it's outrageous. But that just sums him up, doesn't it?
There's no concrete evidence anyway, is there? But anyway, we don't want to spend time, do we, talking about the actual case itself? That's not what we're
No, absolutely. But so yeah, he said all these things.
There was a couple of other things I just wanted to clear up as well. We have not, Team Phoenix have not subscribed to his Patreon as spies. He did say something like, oh, well, that's good because that's more money for me. But we have not subscribed to his Patreon to go into there, because I believe that if you're a Patreon, there must be some sort of chat room, or you can see some sort of comments or something that you can't see if you're not a Patreon. And he said that we've subscribed to him so that we can go in there and spy on what, I don't know, and we have not joined his Patreon.
No, absolutely not. And we have never asked anyone to troll anybody. It's not our style. I don't believe any of our subs would ever do that. He's claiming that we've been trolling his subs into their Facebook, even into their work, places where they work. And he's even now gone as far as to say that we have used pictures of their children to, get at these people, which is, just an outrageous lie. Anyone that knows us knows we wouldn't do that. It's just a sick ploy to try and get everybody to turn against us, isn't it? We know none of us would do it. No one in photography today would do that. Martin Dean certainly wouldn't do that. I mean, it's just outrageous lies. Calls us liars and look at himself.
I don't even use Facebook. I have got a Facebook account, but I only use it to. I've joined like a true crime group. So I use it. I don't ever use it for personal, put in my personal life. Thank goodness now, because it's my real, Facebook. I just use it to have a look at what other groups are saying and talking about true crime. But and I know Tracy doesn't use it either. So not that we would, even if we, we just wouldn't.
Absolutely not. Show us the proof. That's what I say. Show us the proof.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no evidence whatsoever that we have ever trolled anybody, used anybody's photographs. We haven't been in touch with anybody's family, not AD's family, not any of his subscribers' families. No. We just never, ever have. And neither has Photography Today or Martin or anyone else that he's...
No, he's just trying to take us all down with him. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to drag us all into it. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
While we're here, we've mentioned Photography Today. And the channel creator has asked us if we would sort of speak out on his behalf.
Yeah, sure.
Are you happy if we do that now? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you've got something, have you?
I have. Okay, guys. So it's sit comfortably, because I have got quite a lot to read out. But this is from Photography Today. Norman. Let's say who he is. His name is Norman, and we have. Sorry, this isn't his statement, but we have been in contact, friends, if you want to call it that, online friends with Norman for a very, very long time, ever since the Education Nation days. And I can vouch for him. Tracy will vouch for him, I'm sure. And Dad?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Vouch for Norman. He's an upstanding 100%. Man, and there's absolutely no way that he would do anything that he works very, very hard. He's passionate about what he does. So I'm just going to read out his statement, okay? I am Norman, who AD speaks of. My channel is Photography Today. My team is anonymous. Yes, the anonymous. I, therefore, am anonymous. Firstly, may I say a very heartfelt thank you to Team Phoenix for allowing me the space and slot within their well-received live show to express my current thoughts in relation to recent events on the YouTube platform and to give people an insight into me as an individual. Many of you will know me because, of course, from past channels and involvement with teams. Like Team Phoenix, who I must say I have the utmost respect for, I have worked on YouTube for a single cause. And most of you will know that we worked together in the past at the very onset to all of the dilemmas and problems on YouTube, with the emphasis of one individual at that specific time. What I have tried my utmost to do in my time on my channel is to create peace for the Rusek family, as the distress that all of this must have caused them is phenomenal. And I have always been aware of that. And I have always worked towards solutions with them solely in my mind. For as a family, I respect them sincerely, and I consider them to be some of the strongest people I have ever encountered. From the onset, when I believe EN were the first channel and team to try and gain this peace for the family, and people probably understand the relationship I personally had with the members of Team Phoenix, I have kept in touch with Team Phoenix as I value them immensely as former colleagues and now as warriors with me and others, whereby we collectively state the phrase I coined quite a while ago, united as one. Because that essentially is precisely what we are collectively in all of our individual endeavours and channels to achieve our goal for the Rusek family. This has now become a movement for the greater good and something which was suggested to me by Frankie Jr. himself, as he stated a while ago to me now, that a movement to help families who had gone through similar tragedies as they had gone through would be the ultimate platform of help to heal families and create a peaceful and more positive move forward with their shattered lives. The more people to get behind such a movement will create an emphasis to support and not destroy, to assist and not resist, to be constructive and not destructive. This can only be achieved, however, by people like myself and Team Phoenix, by rising up against the tyranny which exists in certain channels through bloody-minded personal agendas in order to gain notoriety and money. You cannot put a cost on life. You cannot put a cost on peace. You cannot put a cost on love and respect, for it can never be bought and can only be earned through sincerity, empathy, respect for others less fortunate than yourselves, and a code of ethics and morals which can stand the test of time. I am currently being attacked and blackmailed. Let me read that again. I am currently being attacked and blackmailed to remove my channel. I will not succumb to these attacks, as I am the innocent one who wants to make a change in this cesspit of hate. The person in question has put many things in jeopardy because of his actions, which include police investigations, sadly. His innuendo 3 nights ago put people in direct danger. I will not further that, as it is a police matter and one in which I am involved in. He doesn't realise the danger he has placed people in through his childish games to enhance his gravy train. And then I'm just going to read a little bit about Norman. May justice prevail now and always. I have solid faith in God. God bless you all. For the record, I spent 15 years working in schools. I'm a qualified football coach through the FA. I'm a qualified tag rugby coach through the Falcons, qualified youth leader. He has done drug counselling for others, alcohol counselling for others. He has worked to bring justice I've worked in bringing to justice cyber child abusers. He has appeared in court as a principal witness to crime, and he received a letter of recommendation from his Justice of the Peace. He has worked in direct contact with the police before and has had multiple criminal record bureau checks for credibility and working in direct contact with children. He has done online counselling for a disease that he personally lives with, and he has done online counselling for depressive illness. Norman continues, I simply want people to understand a little more of who I am so they may have an insight as to who is behind my channel, which is my Team Anonymous. It is my channel registered with my email and my full name, but I work with a team and the team is anonymous. I there choose to be anonymous for all the reasons I have previously given to you.
That it?
That's it.
Clap, 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 clap. Brilliant. Well, there you go.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for Norman to Norman for that. So.
Yeah, fantastic. Clearly, clearly a man of integrity there. I mean, that says everything, doesn't it? You know, and to people that say, you know, once or if and when Armchair's channel goes down, what do? We're only here because of him. Complete rubbish. We're here for every single victim that's been affected, in the same way that the Rusek family have. We're a platform for them. So, you know, we'll always be here in that respect to give a platform to people and a place for them to feel safe to come online.
Absolutely, Dad. Yeah, well said. Well said. it's important, isn't it? You know, it's important to provide a platform for victims. You know, I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but, you know, I can imagine that lots of us have been a victim at some point in our lives, you know.
Absolutely,
Um,
yeah. And,
it's
you
not
know,
always easy to know where to go for help, and just to have a community, you know, that you can connect with, where everybody's got one sort of common goal, or that you've all got something in common, which is, you know, sadly that you've been a victim, but it gives you somewhere to go, doesn't it? Something to hold on to, just that community in itself.
yeah, and somewhere to speak out. You know, if you see your family being exploited for all the wrong reasons and you can't be heard, you know, it's nice to have somewhere to come and speak up, isn't it? And put up a stand, and that's what we do. That's what we're here for. So,
Definitely. I mean, look at how many callers we've had ringing in, and they've said they've never done it before. They never imagined that they would ever be ringing like a phone-in show. Yet they've had the courage, they were brave enough to give us a call and share their story with us.
yeah, absolutely 100%. That's right.
Mm, that's a huge thing to do, and it must. I would hope that that maybe gave them a little bit of something back to make them help them to heal, and maybe feel that they might have taken a little step forward, you know, by making that step and giving us a ring.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. Right. Okay. So we've got a couple of people lined up to bring on to the panel. So I am just going to check if our first person is ready. Try and do this without giving it away.
Can anybody guess who it is, maybe, or not? Should we not do that?
Right, bear with me 1 second.
Somebody that you'll all be familiar with.
So I'll call you in now. It's one of two in the chat, so keep an eye on your Zoom. And hopefully,
Oh, the suspense! The suspense!
hopefully this is gonna work. Try not to put anything in the chat.
Oh, who have we got at the door?
Hello? Hello? Oh, she may have muted herself. Doesn't look like she's muted. Just bear with us a moment, people. She's new
Are
to
you
Zoom.
unmuted, caller?
They're new to Zoom, so bear with us a moment. You may have possibly got your mic muted. I think people have guessed because they've seen your name in the corner. Hello, can you hear us? Let me try and mute and unmute. Hello? Give us a minute, guys. I'm sure we'll get this worked out.
Can we send him a message in the Zoom app at all to say?
Yeah, I can do.
Yes, I'm unmuted.
Oh.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, is that Abigail?
Yes, it's Abigail.
We can
Or
hear
Abby.
you. Abby, sorry, yes. Hello,
It
how are
doesn't.
you?
Yeah, I'm good.
We've got your voice, not your video. Is that how you wanted it?
Yes,
Absolutely fine.
yes, my camera's off.
That's fine. Absolutely fine. I just wanted to double check. That was all. Yes. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm sure everybody in chat is familiar with your channel. Can you see the chat on your other device?
I actually am using my device. You suggested the phone, but my phone is for business.
Ah,
So
fair enough.
I have muted the room and can hear you through the call.
Okay,
through
that's
Zoom.
cool. That's cool. As long as you can hear us clearly.
I see the chat as well.
Ah, brilliant. Fantastic. That's just what we wanted. So, yes, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm sure they do. This is Abby, and her channel is, have I get this right? Is it 38 Abigail 83? Is that right?
Yes, yes,
Um,
that's right.
yeah, and I know a lot of you guys are familiar with Abby's channel. She's made a fantastic, is it 5 or 6 part documentary on our favourite armchair sleuth, which is absolutely amazing, actually. I mean, it must have took you a long time, I would have thought, to put all that together. How long is it? How long has it took you so far to kind of collate all the information and put that together like that?
I started April 18th.
Okay, that's not too bad then, really. Well, I suppose it's what we now June. Yeah, it's over 2 months then, isn't it? What set you out to kind of, what triggered something in your head to think, right, I'm gonna put this documentary together?
Because he's lying and asking people to make money. And since he admitted most of his subscribers and followers are elderly women, that's called elder abuse, which is a felony here in the United States.
Ah, right, okay, I didn't know that. Is that for people of a certain age, is it, or?
Well, actually, the descriptor is vulnerable persons. So you could be 5. And if someone abuses you, we call that child abuse.
Right.
But most of the elder abuse is women in this day and age, and that started about 30 years ago as the baby boomers aged.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And one of the okay.
Sorry, carry on.
One of the markers of an abuser is the abuser will claim they aren't doing anything they don't want to do. But it's a mind control situation. It's called love bombing. Maybe people understand that term. Love, when someone love bombs you, it's exhilarating. And I saw it right away because I'm familiar with this tactic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to document everything. And I've only uploaded, I would say, 60% of what I have, because the uploads would be hours long.
Yeah, because of his live shows and stuff. So what?
Mm-hmm.
So what? I mean, what initially got you involved? Were you interested in the Chris Watts case, or before that, the Madeleine McCann case? I mean, is that how you started to kind of watch AD's channel, or was it? Did you hear through someone else that something wasn't quite right, or?
I'll go back to the beginning. I'm following a case in Michigan, Danielle Stizlicki.
Okay.
Her murderer was just arraigned in March after over 2 years because her body is missing. From there, I found the Chris Watts case because it was winter and indoor activities prevail in the winter. Somebody mentioned Armchair Detective had stolen some shadow footage. I somehow got on this person's channel. And so I checked out Armchair Detective, not because I believed he stole anything. And then I started watching and realized that this individual displays the characteristics that the DSM describes as narcissistic personality disorder. And no one has to be a professional to identify his behavior. That's how I got involved.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, ironically, that's what people have mentioned that Chris Watts was diagnosed with, wasn't it? I don't know whether that's true or not, but that was
Well,
certainly
we
mentioned.
aren't privy to Chris Watts's diagnosis. We've heard dependent personality disorder. That was the Walpen prison doctor insider. We've heard narcissist. But I don't think any of us are actually privy to whether or not Christopher Watts has been given a legal diagnosis. Who could know that except his professional doctor that he's contracted with? Everything else is hearsay. Unless it's in discovery. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this in discovery, his diagnosis?
Yeah, no, it's certainly not. And like you say, that would be completely privy and confidential, wouldn't it, to his own psychologist or psychiatrist who's been assigned to look after him, wouldn't it, in that particular prison that he's in, I guess.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I just received an error on YouTube. I can still see the chat, but not the video.
Okay, yeah, we can still hear you fine, as long as you can see the chat. There's only us three on the screen anyway. Well, yours just says Cyberlink UCAM anyway, so
Yeah, I see that, or I
yeah,
saw that before.
yeah. So you're actually, I think you're up to part 7 now, aren't you? On the documentation side of it. Are you up to date now with that, or is there more, more?
Oh no, I have more. And I work on this as time permits. It's not my only activity in life. And now it's summer. So people move outside in the summer. And I'm not working on them as much. I did have a sidetrack because he struck me with a privacy. What would that be called?
Ah, really? Like a privacy complaint?
Right. But he said the timestamp was the end of the video. What, you know how you'll get choices that come up?
Yeah.
That's where he says I'm violating his privacy. I made a video about it too, so people could see how I responded to YouTube.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah. I mean, everything you've used is out there on public platform anyway, isn't it? So he's tried to do the same to us. He tried to put in a privacy claim against us, which we just got thrown out because everything we used was off of YouTube. It's there on a public platform. We're not stupid enough to put out personal details or anything like that. So it just got thrown out, and I presume that's what happened with yours then.
Well, no, I responded, and we're in the 48-hour window. This is just a tactic by him. He's obviously been doing this over the past several days, as we've heard what happened to you, as we've heard what happened to Photography Today and
Martin as well.
Martin,
That's
as
right.
I try to think of all these names.
That's right. Photography Today is the other one as well.
And there's probably another that I can't think of.
Is it Will 411?
I don't know if 411 has one at present.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, he had one a while ago, but yeah, he might not have a current one pending. Yeah.
And I expected this, of course. In fact, I want Alan to do this because then he's not on his channel, spouting all his lies.
Good point. Good point. I mean, it's fantastic detail you got into, and I'm sure it wasn't the easiest project in the world, to be perfectly honest, to kind of detail all of that. But I mean, you've picked everything up in there, about the insider, the petition, the
Yeah,
shadow.
the petition was a way to identify people. because if you go to that petition page, you must opt out with your location. And so that was a way to collect information about people. That's all that petition was. With the high-minded, we care about Shanann. And I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings or being, what's the word I want? Flippant. The way I talk and say, this is how I perceive Alan to be thinking. Okay, let's move on to Carly Gousset. Oh, Kelsey Barrett's in the news. I can cash in on that one. Oh, back to the Watts. Let me try Kelsey Schelling and see if I can make any money off her. Oops, no, back off, back to the Watts. That's all it is. Feelers of what's popular.
Yeah, I mean it's 200 and something, 230 videos now. I think he's made on the Chris Watts, you know, together with all his lives. And but one thing I thought was very sad the other day, because you know he's always saying that you know he's there to be a kind of voice for the voiceless or the lost souls. And there was some poor lady in his chat, and I remember she said, don't quote me verbatim on this, but she was saying, you know, can you help me? It was her son, I think, was either murdered or missing, and she thought it might be something to do with a step parent, you know. And she's basically asked Alan if he could help her, but he basically shut her down by saying, you know, he needs data, he needs if there's no details of it, or you know, basically saying, oh, if it's not in the news or it's big news, he can't help. You know, he needs his metadata. And I just thought that was, you know, that's so cruel to say that. You know, you've got someone there asking for help when he's put himself out there to be this person that can help, and he just shut her down.
I remember that incident.
You remember, do you?
That's, I can't give you a time frame, but remember he was going to do the Skype interviews, and you were to bring a case to him with all the details. So it was about that time. Yes, this man is a scam artist, con artist, a confidence man. That's all he is. And we can say that, I can say that, and I will say that, and I just did say that, because he is a menace to society. And he must be stopped. And for some reason, I'm witnessing this, and I'm going to try to stop him. I'm not stopping with YouTube. I'm in touch with the government officials in my own county. What can I do? Should I go to the Department of Justice? Is there an international forum I need to go to? What is the proper forum to make a complaint about this man? Because think about it, how many people know he exists? 38,000? In a world of billions?
Yeah, you think it was 38 million, wouldn't you? Kind of the way that the way he portrays his channel and everything. But we've always questioned the amount of subscribers.
Yes, I do too.
That's not a true reflection.
His viewership is less than 44%. Now you go to, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Carry on. Sorry, no, you go ahead. Sorry.
Let's take Carolyn, for example. She has less subscribers, but she'll have, some of her stuff has 100K views, I saw the other day. It's the topic, I think, that draw people.
Yeah, and he knows that. I mean, he's even said, you know, AD's even said himself, what gets him views is the Chris Watts case. You know, he clearly is using that as a money ticket, isn't he? A golden ticket. And he's continuing to do it even even after the family are asking him to stop. I mean,
Well, I don't know if the Ruseks have standing to say anything about him going after Watts. But I heard Hippie Love and Blooming Accents, I think, as I recall, say a cease and desist order should emanate maybe out of whatever Rusek's local county is, or I'm not sure the procedure for that, to get him to stop using images of their family. Now, once the civil suit, I don't know where the civil suit action is in time, but the Ruseks inherit everything from Shanann and the grandchildren, not Christopher Watts. So if they inherit everything, I think this is just a matter of law, a maxim of law. If they inherit everything, that includes all the images of them and that I've grabbed offline. I don't publish it to make money. I grab thumbnails, which have her image on there, to use in the documentation I've put online. I thought about that. And then there's several things I haven't said onto those recordings because I feel in my conscience, I feel it's wrong. And it also includes what he said on that last one that I repeated, where he actually is talking to the Ruseks. That still weighs heavy on me that I included that. But that's the despicable nature of this man, and his sole goal is money and fame. He probably wants fame.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's talking about having his own TV show as being one of his as one of his goals. I think it's probably difficult for the Ruzek family because they're probably getting a lot of legal advice, aren't they, from their attorneys. I mean, they may be putting limits on what they should and shouldn't be doing. We're kind of a bit wary of that as well. Obviously, we don't want to step on people's toes, and they may be being told one thing by their lawyers, if you like, not to do this, not to say this. So we're a bit wary of kind of bursting in and kind of forcing our way into it. So we're just sort of keeping an eye on things at the moment, to be honest, in that respect. But I know that Blooming Accents did get a cease and desist against him for the Delphi case. I don't know if you know that, but that was successful, I believe.
Yes, and I'm so thankful Blooming Accents did that. And if it could be done for Shanann, it has to come from her parents and the lawyers.
Yeah.
And think of the overwhelming grief this family is in right now. Anybody that's lost a family member, or maybe you know someone who has, think of how their lives changed. But it's not like this circumstance at all. And so for me to sit and say, oh, the Ruseks should do this, I mean, I want to stop this man, but I can't go to the Ruseks because I want to stop this man. I've got to find my own means of doing that with professionals.
Yeah, that's exactly how we feel. That's exactly how we feel at the moment. It is a delicate matter, isn't it? Because you want to help, but you don't want to go in all kind of, belt and braces and kind of do this, do that. You need to do this, do that. because obviously they're going through unimaginable pain at the same time, aren't they? Like you say, and um, and despair at the moment. Their life's been completely turned upside down. So, um, you know, all we can do at the moment, or I think just what we need to do is just keep doing what we're doing and bring light to, not just Armchair's channel, but obviously there are other channels and other people that are exploiting this case and other cases. So as long as we're here, we've got our platform and we keep speaking up. I think we're doing a good service, to be fair.
I agree. And I want to thank the people that have come forward and been witnesses about what happened. That had to be hard. And I've listened to those people several times. And I cried knowing what they went through after hearing it from them. And this is not going to change. Who are the other people now that are being used
That's
by
right.
this man?
That's right. And not just him, but and others as well. I mean, it's kind of opened our eyes. We've had, as you say, people that have called in and kind of shared their story, and it's really opened our eyes into how this whole kind of Watts case being kind of blasted across YouTube has affected so many other people that have lost people in similar tragic circumstances. Because it must bring it all up again for them, mustn't it?
That's a good point. None of this was available with Ted Bundy. I can't think of some others. But even Ted Bundy's case is spread across YouTube now. This whole idea of live streaming is a good idea. Maybe I'm just in the real crime community on this forum. But it seems to be there is a lot of interest in real crime, and I'm hoping to find the truth. I don't need to hear blue jeans. There's 2 blue jeans.
Mm.
Or that Ronnie Watts is an accomplice. Unbelievable stuff. Just to generate finances from your bank account to his. Well, maybe you don't want to continue on this topic. I wondered why your videos were gone. And I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah, we had on our TP2 channel, the cartoons were sort of strikes were putting against them, some of them. So just to sort of protect the channel, we've just privated them for the moment until we fight it, obviously. At the moment, this channel we're just kind of using for our lives at the moment, which in all essence and with the new policies that are coming out from YouTube should sit comfortably, really, because obviously we don't use any copyright material. We conduct all our own lives and we get people to phone in. So as far as this format stands, I think we'll be okay. Which is important to us because we want to give a voice to to other people. As I say, we front the show, but it's about everyone. It's about people that subscribe to us and people that want to call in. We just front the show, so I think we'll be okay in that respect. But yeah, we haven't gone anywhere for sure. We're still here, and hopefully, touch with the videos will be back up soon. So.
All right. Well, I'll look for that.
That'd be great. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to take over your live stream, so maybe I should scoot back into the chat room, unless you have a question for me.
Phoebe, do you have anything for Abby?
No, I've just been intensely listening. I've been reading some of the comments. Did you say that you could see the comments, Abby, or that you couldn't?
Oh, I can see the chat, but I can't watch that and think at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'll go back. Will you be putting this up?
Yeah, it'll be available after. We'll put a link to your channel underneath the video as well. I've been putting it in
Oh, that's very kind of you.
yeah,
And I am
just-
overwhelmed by the support.
Yeah, there were lots of positive comments in the chat room. That's what I just wanted to sort of bring your attention to, that you're calm, soothing, you're unflappable, you know, things like that. So definitely when you get the opportunity, Abby, please do have a look at the comments, because there's lots of support out there for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Phoebe.
And certainly from us as well, the three of us, we are 100% behind what you're doing. So I intently listen to your videos, and you're on number 7, aren't you? So I'm really looking forward to number 8.
Well, I had to stop that because of the Lindsay Fairley scam. I had to put that up instead. So if he was mad at me about the Anadarko security guard scam, he's going to be furious when he sees this one.
Yeah. Well, he's already furious at the moment, isn't he, to be perfectly honest?
Good.
Yep.
Because when you're angry, you cannot think straight. And that's where we want him. We want him being pulled in every direction and have a taste of his own medicine. Not that we're out there doing what he's doing. We're trying to stop him. That's what I mean by pulling him in different directions. He's got to handle this person and that person and this guy over here, right in YouTube. But things are happening, and it's only a matter of time. Did you see his Patreon is just steadily decreasing?
Yeah, we do keep an eye. Excuse me. We do keep an eye on his Patreon. Not that we are a Patreon, just to reiterate that again, which he's accused us of joining. But yeah, we do keep an eye on it.
Well, you don't have to defend yourselves at all. I believe I know your hearts. It's clear in your speech and the way you conduct yourselves, and I have great respect for you, as well as people in your chat room. And we stand on the shoulders of people who have gone before us. That's what we do now. And I'm just a common, ordinary woman. I'm seeing a wrong and trying to right it. And what can I do over here where I am? And where's he? In the UK.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly aware of you, isn't he? If he's putting in a privacy complaint to you, he's certainly aware of you. So you've got his attention.
I suspect he's been aware of me for several days now because of something that happened with the notifications.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's good. I've been waiting
I've just
for
checked his Patreon. It's at 98 at the moment. So.
Beg your pardon?
His Patreon's at 98 at the moment.
Okay, it was 99. We'll see what happens July 1st. I believe that's probably a monthly reconciliation. So I put that video up as an announcement of a steady decline since March, which is actually April 1st. And then you know about his GoFundMe, never went anywhere. I mean, I just love that, wanting to come to the United States.
Yeah, would he be welcomely received over there, do you think?
If I ever find out he's coming here, I will be at the immigration office immediately. I will contact the Department of Justice, my own federal senator, my congressman, the Attorney General for the United States of America, the Attorney General for the state I live in, and more. I just can't think of them all right now. No, this man is a menace. He's not coming over here. I don't care how many times he says California or Huntington Beach. I have family that live there. I don't want him near them. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that says it all, really, doesn't it?
He's a dangerous man.
Mm.
Dangerous. And we're witnesses, right? We see what he's doing. And perhaps his subs don't. I don't want to start stereotyping or generalizing the personalities of his subs who cling to every word. They may be lonely. I've heard that said. They may be housebound. I'm not making any judgments. But who's ever giving their money to him, they're being conned out of it.
Mm.
And perhaps they do want to do it. But it's a confidence game.
Mm.
And he is preying on the confidence that particularly women have in him. And he's hoping they'll be confident in him.
The thing is, what I gather from other creators who do have super chat on, all of the ones that I listen to, any money that they get donated, they plough it back into the channel because they're, trying to improve their channel. They're trying to improve the experience for their own subscribers. So therefore, the people that pay the money get some sort of benefit out of it themselves because their own channel improves in some way. But then he'll say things like, oh, good, I can go and pay my rent now. Well, I'm not wouldn't want to donate money so that somebody can go and pay their rent. Nobody gives me money to pay my mortgage,
Right, because you work.
Yes, I work. I earn my own money. I stand on my own two feet, like
You're
we all do.
self-reliant.
Absolutely. And any money that we give our money. Well, we've totally demonetized our channel now. Our backup channel was never ever monetized in the first place. And if and when we do get the option to monetize it, we won't. We've never used Super Chat as Dad said. Our Patreon money all goes to the charities that Sandy has mentioned. The only other thing we would do with any money would be to plough it back into the channel to improve the subscriber experience.
Yes. This is a man who actually said, holding his hands to the webcam, haven't seen a day of work in their lives. Words to that effect.
Who did they say that about?
Himself.
Oh, he said it about himself. Oh,
Man
okay.
has never seen never worked in their lives. Words to this effect.
Okay. Yeah, he was holding his own hands up. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah.
Well, now, I'm one of those, hey, you say that to me, there's a boot to kick you to the curb. I guess you're not very hungry, are you? So he's actually bragging. This is something he's done all his life. He didn't just start this on YouTube. This has been a way of life for him. Listening to the things he said, the jobs he's had. And the MI5 one is just, that's way up there.
Yeah, he thought he could get away with that one. I think he was
having ex-FBI. I'm sorry to overtalk. There's a delay. Go ahead, Dad.
That's good. I was just saying he thought he could get away with that little sort of MI5, MFI joke, because obviously he knew that people wouldn't be aware that who MFI were, who were outside the UK. Obviously we knew it was an old furniture store.
Right, because we're all dummies out here, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what he seemed to think. Yeah.
He's the only smart one on Earth, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, very true.
having ex-FBI, ex-police, retired police, insider in Colorado, insider in California. It's too much.
Yeah, he's certainly got some connections, apparently. I don't quite know.
No, he has no connections.
No,
No.
I don't know what good they're doing him, but yeah.
No, it's been quite interesting listening to Abby's documentary because it goes, way back from the beginning, and because you kind of forget the sort of things that he said, and some of the things that he has said, and of course you then remember them when we watch your documentary. My jaw still drops when I hear what he says.
And
It's just
yeah, and you've got to think if you're new to his channel as well, it's be very easy to drawn in by it all, wouldn't it? Without knowing the history and kind of what we know, you can see how easy it is to be sucked in and, think, wow, this man's amazing, what he's done on this case and his contacts.
But he didn't do it.
No, absolutely not.
And see, what happens is with this fabulous talk, your brain responds to that and it releases hormones of delight into the body. You like what you're hearing. You become emotional, gleeful. I know this might sound unbelievable, but this is what happens. And then you come back for more. It's love bombing that I mentioned before. Very subtle. And this is how I watch him. And I get this comment all the time. How can you do it? I'm trained to do it. I look for the tells. He'll always touch the top of his head. He'll cover his mouth when he's lying. He'll have this special smirk when he dupes. And then you see the patterns over time and what the lies are. The lie that Nicole Kessinger and her team tried to get him to take down videos. That's a lie. No, they didn't. There's no proof of that.
True.
No, there's never been any proof of that, has there? That was about the hashtag 80s saga.
But it sounds impressive.
I believe.
Doesn't it? Sounds impressive.
I beg your pardon.
I say it sounds impressive though, doesn't it? When he tells people that, they think, oh wow, he's obviously getting close to the truth. Yeah.
And people believe that. They're being entertained. They have no reason to doubt him.
No, and like you say, there's all these hormones that are released in your brain. I think is it serotonin and dopamine that they're like happy hormones, aren't they? I think, and like you say, it makes you want to come. It makes you feel good, and it makes you want to come back for more.
Well, Summer Rain said herself, didn't she? It's almost like an addiction in a way, which would make sense with the brain chemicals, wouldn't it?
Yeah, God bless Summer Rains for telling us this. Right down to the bottom foundation, and she told us what was going on and coming out of that and being abused. She was abused terribly. And I don't even know, perhaps I know 15-20% of it. And I can see what she went through, as well as a number of other people I know.
Yeah, Summer Rains was actually on another creator's channel the other night. I don't know if you heard her, Abby. She was on Truth Seeker VP. Her and Outback both went on and spoke, very similar to when Outback came onto our channel, and they discussed again what happened.
I'll look for that if it's uploaded. I believe I was working on my Lindsay Fairley scam during that period because I wanted to get it up.
So what happened? Can I ask what happened with the Lindsay Fairley thing then, Abby? Or is that to be exposed in your next video? Do you want to hold on to that?
I've exposed it.
Okay, I haven't had a chance to see that yet.
Well, you have a busy life. I just put it up after I responded to YouTube for AD's privacy strike against me.
Mm. It's also time consuming as well, isn't it? Having to respond to these bogus claims, it's just, we don't need to be dealing with it, just like I think the poor Rusek family, this is the last thing they need to be dealing with. They need to be given space to heal and grieve. I know I keep sort of rambling on about it, but they don't need to be dealing with all this YouTube business and having to think about getting a cease and desist. That just shouldn't even enter the equation in their lives at the moment. They should be receiving support, not all this additional stress that he's causing. And it's just so infuriating.
That's the last thought in his head, though, isn't it? When it should be the first thought, it's his last thought, isn't it? The family.
He pretends he's friends with them, the Ruseks.
Yeah. Well, we can assure you he's not.
Oh, I know fully. I know the whole scheme. Believe me. He's not the first man of this caliber I've dealt with.
Oh, okay.
I am well versed in human behavior.
Yes.
And well trained.
Yeah, well done. That's really evident, Abby. It's incredible.
I also have children who are in fields, and I seek their counsel. They're professionals. I seek their counsels, as well as my brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, we're all doing our part, right?
We certainly are. We absolutely are. We're doing all that we can to support. Ultimately, what we're doing is trying to support the Rusek family, trying to help them, and because, like Dad said earlier on,
thank you, Tracy.
They must, they may well be getting legal advice and asked not to speak out and not to do this, not to do that. And
well, there's a civil case pending.
That. Yeah, absolutely. And we have to respect that. That it's, but for them to ask, please leave our family alone. Oh my goodness, that brought me to tears when I saw Frank write that. Please leave our family alone. That just says it all, doesn't it?
And I would hope members of the YouTube community would come to me and say, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Whoever it be about, but particularly now with the Rusek family. I mean, I'm correctable, I'm teachable, and I would welcome that. Right now, I'm hearing a lot of, oh, wow, so much time. Thank you so much. I almost have to pinch myself not to get overinflated, because I read one bad comment so far. Who was it? It said, this is pathetic. Get a life, lady.
Oh, really?
Like that's, oh, wow, my feelings,
That's a really intelligent comment there then, Abby.
So logically, what's the point here? Well, I'm trying to build a record for myself when I do go and talk with senators, attorneys in Washington, D.C., attorneys in my own state capital, perhaps in Illinois or Wisconsin. I want to have something to speak of and to direct these people to, because if the laws of the United States extend to YouTube, that would mean elder abuse and abuse of vulnerable persons is covered by the laws of the United States of America. Each state has their own elder abuse, vulnerable person abuse statutes, but there's a federal statute as well. Excuse me. And if that's where it has to go, then I have to be willing to do that kind of work. So that was another reason I started this documentation, where I could thoroughly learn what he's doing, what the lies are. I suppose I could just say everything. Well, maybe the truth is that Winston is there and that the troll does stink and that he cooked a hamburger one day for someone. But most of it is lies and embellishments. He's an actor. You see that, correct? He's acting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
You can see that I'm acting on my uploads when I take on a different voice, pretending to interact like Alan might interact with Lindsay Fairley.
Yes, yes, we see that.
I have a little problem with that because it's almost disrespectful to Lindsay Fairley, the mother of Carly Gousset. And I don't mean that. I'm trying to expose. Another thing, notice on the Lindsay Fairley uploads, the name is spelt wrong all the time, except one. And he
Yeah.
did that so it can't be searched. It won't come up on a search, in my opinion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but Abby, can I just say, I don't think you ever sound disrespectful at all.
Well, I
in my
hope not.
opinion. No, 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 no. I've never, anything that you've said, I think you're very passionate. And no, you've never, I certainly wouldn't ever use the word disrespectful when I'm listening to you. But I do know where you're coming from. I understand that. But I haven't received the way you've been speaking as being disrespectful at all.
All right, well, I'll try to maintain that because off recording, I'm saying far more than bull beep beep in real life here at my desk because I can become infuriated at what I'm observing.
Sure.
Yeah, I imagine that you have had to, you know, it's probably been quite distressing and upsetting for you at times when you've had to listen and watch the videos to do your research. You've had to do that, but then it can be very distressing and it can make you very, very angry. And you're only human, aren't you, at the end of the day? You're experiencing, you know, you're going through those feelings of anger, and I'm sure that you do.
And I don't want that to change my reasoning. That's what I'm worried about is the emotion comes in and then the ability to reason and think is shuffled up. That's not really the word I want. You know what I mean when we get angry.
Yeah, like your reasoning becomes distorted, doesn't it? You sort of can lose focus a little bit. But I've never heard anything like. I've got a lot of admiration for you, Abby. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I really do.
It's just factual,
Well, I
isn't it?
appreciate it. But remember, I am a common, ordinary woman. And that's truly. I just try to do what's right in life. And at this time, this seems to be what I'm doing. To expose this man who is using YouTube and Patreon and PayPal, etc., to live, for people to support him and live on.
Yeah, that was his choice, his decision, you know, living off of,
Thanks, Fairly Big.
yeah. So I think it's quite ironic. I'm just looking because I've just noticed that he's live. And
Yeah,
he's
he's live at the moment.
you know, he's got how many subscribers has he got? 39,500 or something like that. And he has currently has 185 people in his live. We've got, I'm not
Yeah,
bragging.
it's diminished.
We've got
He's going
1,500.
down.
Yeah, but we've got 1,500 subscribers and we've got 208 in the chat. I mean, surely that's got to say something, hasn't it? No, I'm not doing this in a bragging way at all, but I'm just saying, you know, looking at the figures, you'd expect him, if that was a realistic figure of 13,500, that he would have more people in his live chats. But
No, people are losing interest. He's gotten off on a surreal tangent. He's repeating himself. He brought up the red. Did you see he brought up the red truck again? Or the red car, Betty's red car.
Oh, yeah.
He defaults back to that, doesn't he? Continuously.
Yeah, it's not red. It's not red. Betty's car's not red. Even though we got
It's
the
not
CC.
red?
That's what
Betty's
he was
car-
saying. That's what he's saying, isn't
yeah.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's the reflection of the brake lights or something, isn't it, that's making it look red, or it could be. Oh,
Even though we got the CCTV from Betty's house, which clearly shows her car red.
And he's doing it again.
Yeah.
And he's so repetitive now. He had that Jade woman on. Somebody exposed her real name. She lives in Wisconsin. I find that interesting. I checked her out, a floral designer or something, according to social media.
a florist.
Florist, thank you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
find it interesting she's in Wisconsin.
Oh, right. Well, he actually exposed her name. He held the phone up to the camera, and it had a messenger. He had a speaking to a messenger, and you could see her name at the top. And then he had to take the video down. He said that it was because she wasn't happy being in the. She was a bit shy, and she wasn't happy the video being up. But it was because he exposed her name. That's how then people found out her name, and you know.
Was it you who did the video? Who did the video on her?
We have done videos about what she said, which I don't want to repeat because obviously it's quite distressing stuff that she said. But I'm not sure. But he did expose her name. It was his own fault.
Yeah, we've done a couple of videos. We were planning on doing 3, but the third one was just, in our opinion, it was just too distressing. It wouldn't have been right for us to put that up, Abby. It wouldn't have been right,
Well, I trust your judgment.
Thank you.
I think you are people who are fastidious about your behavior, and you're not going to compromise your standards.
No, we won't. And we've even had stuff that we could have published, for want of a better word, on him, and we've chosen not to, because there is a line, isn't there, that you don't want to cross.
Same here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it's not regarding our mission or what that we're on, if it's unrelated or irrelevant, say it's something personal about him as a individual, if it's not related to what we're actually trying to do, then there's no need to do it. We are very, very aware of that line.
It's name calling. We don't need to name call. We're describing the behavior.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to make fun of him that he can't pronounce a name properly. Although it mattered in the Lindsay Fairley scam because he claimed to have knowledge longer than he did about the case. That was the reason he couldn't pronounce Carly Gouzet's name, because he had never looked at the case, and then later said he had looked at it weeks ago, which is a lie.
Yeah, I remember that myself as well. Yeah.
And people believe this is actually the mother of Carly Gouzet was in his live chats, 2 of them, on March 27th. And that is false.
Yeah, but they just believe everything he says, don't they? And we can't get our heads around that, because, like when he said, he's taken us down, well, all they have to do is go and click on our channel and you can see that we're still here. It's so easily to debunk what he says, but they just take everything as gospel.
I comprehend what you're saying, but we cannot be pulled by all these lies that he's telling about us. They have to roll off our back like water on a duck.
You're
That's
right.
the skirmish. We are in a battle with this man because of his use of vulnerable persons to make money, using missing persons, murder victims, and their families to line his pocket. And he has no conscience, in my opinion. I'm not even going to say in my opinion, that's what I see in things that he said. And particularly about the lady you talked about asking for help about her son, the step parent, the
Yeah.
step situation.
Hmm.
That shows he has no conscience. He's only in it for a promotional status. He's promoting theater and making money on that. He has no view of the Ruseks as people, as men and women, boys and girls.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think he simply hates the fact that the Ruzek family have kind of approached us, and have felt safe enough to sort of come onto our channel. I think that probably drives him insane.
And you don't relish that. You're happy to have the Ruseks here where they can feel safe and feel love and respect from people. I don't relish in the fact that this man is a menace. It actually hurts me. But
Yeah.
he's got to be stopped. And apparently I've one among many who's willing to spend time, make time to do this and to go the course. And I meant it when I said I will sooner die than let this man continue.
We
I
can't
can't.
all be wrong, Abby. We can't all be wrong, can we?
No, we're witnesses. Plus, we have several witnesses that have come out of the mind control
Yeah.
and told their story
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
at the point of tears, reliving that.
Mm-hmm. All the stuff that we don't know that's going on in the background, at the time. And we're very, grateful and honoured, really, that people come to our channel. Like I say, Summer and Outback went on to VP's channel to tell their story, because they, again, are real people as well. We're not just people that sit behind a computer screen tapping on our keyboard, like the Rusek family. They're real people with real feelings. And I don't know how else we can get that point across. It just doesn't seem to be received, on his end. I don't know how else to describe
I can't
it.
expect that. But I'm thankful to have found you. The people whose names I see scrolling along in the chat. I'm thankful to have found you. We are like-minded. And we have our lives in our respective homes and our community interests. Or maybe we have families. Maybe we have struggles that none of us know, but we have found a like-mindedness here, and we see each other as real, genuine men and women, and it's good. It's a good relationship that we found. We may never meet each other in time and space. Well, we actually are. How is it that I can talk to you living on the West Coast of the United States, and obviously you're over in the UK by your dialect, unless you're...
That's correct. Yeah, UK. Yeah.
And we're meeting, talking in real time. It's just wonderful.
It's amazing, yeah. And the fact that this whole tragic circumstance has brought us people together as well is It's amazing, really. It's because we're all like-minded people, aren't we? And it's a great community that we've got going here, regardless of anything.
We're on the same path right now. Our
We
paths
are.
have come together,
Yeah.
and I'm thankful. But what happened is this man, I felt I had to do something. I feel I have to go as far as the government hierarchy in the United States. I feel I have to go that far to stop this man, or to be part of a group who witness to stop this man. And I'm not going to stop.
Good. And
I can hear in your voice, Abby, I can tell by the tone of your voice that you are not going to stop. You mean every single word.
Yeah.
Oh, I may go on a vacation with my children for a week in the summer. I may go visit a family member back east, and I might be off for a week, 5 days here and there because it is summer. But I don't even eat sometimes to do this work. I don't even get hungry.
Oh, Abby, we're exactly the same. Tracy and I will often speak on the phone. It will be maybe 4:30 in the afternoon. We'll say, have you had anything to eat today? And we're like, no, we haven't eaten anything. So we can totally appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt me to miss a meal.
Oh, bless
No.
you.
Well, it's been
And I'll
great.
go,
Yeah.
when
Sorry.
we end here, I will go right back to it
Brilliant.
today.
That's commitment for you, isn't it? I think that's all. Just we've all just got to keep it up, because certainly something's hit home today. Because before we came on, about an hour before we came on, 8 o'clock, I think it went live, and had a bit of a complete meltdown, to be honest.
Who did?
Alan did.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And I mean, worse than ever. So
Yeah.
something certainly, reaching a point.
Consequences.
Hmm.
When your child gets into the cookie jar, you don't get angry with them. They weren't supposed to get in the cookie jar. You say, what's on your face? And they have to admit what they did. You don't get mad at them. They get the consequences. That's it. And see, Alan responds with anger. He's trying to deflect. We aren't doing anything wrong. And you might feel you are. You might feel, oh, I maybe I shouldn't have said that, or included that picture, or put that video up. Nope, I'm very deliberate. Very deliberate. I have a notebook here. It's all chronological. That's why I started with the beginning, to build a foundation.
Yeah.
And if he tries to ban me or anything, that's not going to work for him. He just doesn't have the kind of knowledge I have. He just won't be able to outsmart me. It's a good thing he doesn't live in the same city as me. I feel safe.
Well, you've done absolutely fantastic work. I mean, we'll obviously we'll link your channel underneath our video. We've been putting it in the chat. The channel name's 38 Abigail 83, if nobody is aware. But yeah, there's a fantastic is that right? 7-part documentary so far.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely go and watch, because anything you don't know about his history, you will know after you've watched it. That's for sure.
Well, 60%.
60%.
That's about 60% inclusive.
Yeah, but it's very, very, very thorough.
Well, I appreciate your work. I appreciate you inviting me today. And everyone carry on. And I welcome comments, even criticisms. That's how I will learn. Even correction, I welcome that. So please correct me where I need it.
Okay, thank you. It's been an honor having you on.
Well, I feel it's been my honor. So thank you so much, and I shall say good night.
Thank you, Abby. Take care.
Thank you, Abby.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Phoebe. Thanks, Tracy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
There we go. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody hasn't seen Abigail's, I think we're just popping her link up in the chat. Thanks, Fairley and
Yeah.
Tracy. Just popped her link up. So please, it's a really, really thorough, like Abby said, it's all chronological. So she starts way back and she's gradually coming forward, and she's done 7 parts at the moment, and it is fascinating stuff. And I promise you will hear things that you will have forgotten all about, and then you'll suddenly think, oh gosh, yeah, I remember that. Well, that's what's happened to me anyway. And I'm like, goodness, some of the things that he said, and you're just astounded. Even hearing it again, you know, it's just astounding, really, some of the things that he said.
Certainly, yeah, fascinating. I've just put in the chat actually, but I've just been over. But interestingly, Miss Menza's currently sat happily chatting away in AD's chat at the moment, which is interesting.
Miss Menza's over there, is she?
Mm-hmm. Happily sat chatting away, not getting approached or anything by the spanners or anything. I just thought that was interesting, considering you know things that she said. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
well, there have been other disrespectful things said over there on that channel. So on AD's channel, very disrespectful things that have been said by him, and also comments in the chat. I'm not going to say what they are because they're just disgusting. I'm sure in Alan's comments section during the live, he should have had the comments removed. He should have removed them himself, or he should have asked his spanners to remove the comments that have, some of them that have been typed in his chat box.
really, what, the live that's running now?
No, previously, not this.
Right.
I'm not even going to give him my view, but no, in previous chats.
Oh, okay.
There have been some very inappropriate, disrespectful comments said by his subs that should have been deleted, and the person should have been booted off. I'm not going to mention them, but I know that everybody listening will know the sort. You know, if you've read it yourselves, you'll know the comments that I'm referring to.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if everyone saw earlier, but it's about 8 o'clock, wasn't it? AD came on live and completely blew his top. Was naming everyone left, right, and centre. It'll probably take it down, I would imagine. But
yeah, well, there's probably a reason. You know, I'm sure that we're not ultimate. You know, I'm sure that there's other reasons that we're not necessarily aware of as to why he's so angry. All of a sudden, something has got to happen, and have happened, and I don't know whether it's anything to do with what we've seen on Social Blade, and we've had one of our subs has kindly emailed lots of information that he's had over. He's had lots of his videos have been taken down. So he's lost the cumulative viewership or views that these videos that have been taken down is over 102,000.
Wow.
He lost some videos between the 17th and the 22nd of June. And I noticed that, you know, when he did the one about Sandy's hairdressing salon, totally inappropriate and unnecessary. But the documentary part of it, because what he does is he does the documentary, doesn't he, the premiere, and then he does a live afterwards to discuss it. And I know that most of his premieres are documentary footage that he's put together.
Sure.
I say documentary, you know, he's trying to make a documentary, but it's either clips from the news footage or clips from another documentary. and the one that he did prior to that live has been removed. That was about 5 days ago. So there's obviously stuff going on in the background, but he's had 102,000 views have been lost on his channel.
I just find it quite hypocritical that, you know, I mean, the things that have come from Miss Menz's channel that's been said about Shanann, and the things I think he's even said about her before, and she's happily sat in his chat. I just find that unbelievable. But there you go. There you go.
I don't really want to.
No, we'll look into this after, but
I don't even want to mention her name, to be honest.
No. I think Martin might have gone. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in the chat for a while. He probably had to go. I know he's in a different time zone, isn't he?
Because he's in Norway, so he's an hour ahead.
Yeah.
So it's almost 5 to 11 here in the UK at night. So it will be almost midnight in Norway. But
we need to get him set up on Zoom. We can sort of bring him straight in then, can't we?
Did we not get that done? Because I know Martin was trying hard to get it all set up, and we did plan to have Martin on with us tonight. But
can't see him. He's not. I don't think he's installed it yet. I can't seem to add him on. So I'm sure we can sort that over the next few days and bring him on the next one. Obviously the secret's out now, but I saw he got a lot of love and support in the chat when he came in. So
yeah.
So that's good. Now I know. Was anyone after the meeting ID or anything like that? If they could just pop in the chat if they wanted to phone in, then we can sort of give you the details as long as we know who you are. We were obviously just a bit wary tonight because AD went live at 8 through a complete meltdown. Was basically telling all his subs to go and attack us all. So we didn't want to open up our lines to.
Yeah, I actually read one of. We had a screenshot sent to us where one of his subscribers was saying something like, "Okay, I've got to go now, AD. I've got to go and attack some people." Something like that. I could probably find the screenshot, but she said, "Yeah, I've got to go now. I'm going off to attack some other people. Love you." She ended the message, "Love you."
Yeah. I think he's blaming everyone, isn't he, at the minute?
Yeah, of course he is. He won't accept any responsibility for himself. And if for what, we don't know the reason why all these videos have been taken down this weekend. I don't know how many exactly either, but I would imagine that he would have had a strike because we don't sub to him. We can't have a look at the screens to see what it says as to why the videos were removed.
Yeah, but it's his own downfall, isn't it? I mean, pot calling the kettle black. I mean, he's struck our channel. He's struck various channels. So he can't sit there.
Go out giving the strikes, but if he's, as far as I'm concerned, Dad, he's brought it all on himself. If he's going to use footage of that other people own, he used the CrimeCon seminar for his Delphi. He's used WRAL. He's used lots and lots of Denver 5, lots and lots of channels, used their footage, and he doesn't even give them a mention in the description. Credit goes to so-and-so for the footage. And of course he's going to get copyright strikes for those. And he's brought it on himself.
Absolutely.
He's chosen to do that.
All of his videos, nearly all of them are copies of someone else's documentary, aren't they? Or news footage,
Yeah, apart from the lives that follow, he has done a couple of his own where he calls them shadows. I call them blobs, to be honest, because I can't make head and tail of the blobs. I can't. I just can't. There's like yellow and red squiggles all over these blobs, and I can't. I can't. I just don't see it. I just don't.
And
but apart from that, most of his non-live videos have included footage from other people, and they have a right, just as he does and clearly uses, to copyright strike him. So if it's good for the goose,
Yeah.
you know,
And it was,
if he deal it out, he's got to take it back.
no, it's Tracy's work as well, those cartoons. You know, spent ages drawing them and putting the sound to them. There's nothing to do, you know, it's not his work, rubbish.
No,
So,
honestly, guys, Tracy worked so hard on those drawings. She spent 2 days, all weekend pretty much, working really hard on another one that we have yet to put up. We've really, obviously, we've got to be so careful what we do now until we know the outcome of our counterclaim, which we're hoping that we're going to win, and we don't really see any reason why we won't. But at the moment, we can't upload anything. And we're sorry. If you just please bear with us. But Tracy works so hard. She's meticulous, as you know, with each and every stroke of her pen. She draws it all freehand. Hours and hours and hours of work. And then there's lots of work that goes on the technical side. You know, uploading. You know, she has to upload it somewhere and then upload it somewhere else to eventually get it onto the channel, and a lot of work.
yeah. For sure.
So well done, and thank you, Tracy. You're amazing, and we
Diamond.
really everything.
Yeah, and Ginger was saying earlier, we'd like to know who are these people going into, you know, where's the proof of these people going into people's Facebooks and harassing them and phoning up their work and sending pictures of their children? Please show us the proof of that. Bet you haven't got any.
No idea. I mean, we can't even get into his secret Facebook group.
No, I
Can
don't use
we?
Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore. I don't.
No, I did try. I did try to get in, but I was declined 8 times. I tried, but not surprisingly, I was. Who's that at the door?
That's Erica, isn't it? Or Penelope Pitstop, is it?
Erica.
What a time I've had trying to get in tonight. It's terrible.
Oh, what's happened?
I got a new device and I kind of like wiped all my Zoom settings.
Oh no.
Oh, well, thank you for persisting, Erica.
Yeah, persistent. That's me.
So what have you been
What's on
witness
your
to
mind?
then? Yeah. What have you been witness to tonight?
Lots has been going on since I've last been having a chat with you.
Because what we found out is he seems to, all the dirty work and what have you, seems to be going on Facebook.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes kind of thing. Obviously he's got his own private Facebook group and what have you, but apparently he's putting all these screenshots up for people to see, and you know, and all the YouTube channels, all nicey nice. Have you seen anything on Facebook? You know, because obviously your heavy Facebook presence. Have you seen anything behind the scenes that's been said or done that's going on?
Well, one of his spanners, stroke mods, yeah, I've seen a wee screenshot of him saying that they're going to contact, as you know, I'm involved in the Madeline McCann groups, for anybody who doesn't know. One of his mods who used to be with us had put a wee thing up in the group, in one of those groups, saying that they were going to contact, maybe it would be a good idea to contact, something along the lines of being a good idea to contact the official Find Madeline page and make them aware of all this harassment and bullying that's going on. And they would then in turn maybe contact the media. So basically what he's doing is being a turncoat.
Right.
You know, because the official Find Madeline page is just not something and I use this term very loosely, but people know us as aunties. Aunties don't contact official Madeline McCann groups pages. We don't do that. We just don't do that because they believe that Madeline's alive and findable, and we don't. So we don't do their dirty work for them, basically.
No, yeah, fair enough, absolutely.
So yes, Michael has been throwing those kind of very lucid remarks around. Michael and Maureen, who previously made insinuations about contacting my employer, as if you maybe remember from the last time I was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had previously tried to be very fair when talking about them and saying that they had once been our friends, and we hoped that they would, come to their senses. But I think that's just completely out the window now. Well, it is for me anyway, after what I've witnessed today and seen today. I've also seen some information being put out from Maureen that she's going to contact the authorities. This is directly at me. I know it's aimed at me. It's insinuated at me. It talks about how this campaign of hatred and venom was started around about November time. That's when I originally put a post up on my group, Scam Exposed, saying that I didn't agree and didn't believe in anybody making money out of Madeline's name.
Yeah.
That post I made was directly aimed at Alan, because at that time he was promoting his night with Colin Sutton,
Mm-hmm.
and asking people to buy tickets to go and meet them and speak. So that was what that post was originated. That's when I kind of really took an interest in Alan. It was around about the November time when he was promoting that, and he was using Madeline's name to make a name for himself. So yes, she's put a post up saying that this hate campaign started around about November, and how all these people have been dragged into it, and how she's 4 countries and 4 police forces are involved now, and it's with a heavy heart that she's had to contact authorities, and she is now insinuating that I have made threats against children. Now, that is a very serious allegation that I'm taking very seriously. That's slander. I have never threatened anybody. I am very, very open, and I speak with a lot of passion. Yes, I have never threatened anyone. I've never publicly threatened him directly. I've been very passionate in asking him to come forward and speak with me. I've never made any threats to his life. So the things she's saying are very, very serious, and I think she needs to be very, very careful what she's saying. And Michael too, for that matter. I did do a post earlier on this week where I kind of outed the official Madeleine McCann remarks, and I goaded them to try and get them to come and talk, and they wouldn't. They refused to. They blocked me. They just will not come and speak now. They don't want. I think they see that the gate is closing in around them, and they will not discuss. They will not get into talks basically at all now. So it's a case of they're trying to, in my opinion, they're trying to pull back.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to come out and fighting dirty, basically, in my opinion.
I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they've even said that we've done it. They've stooped to this level of insinuating that we're involving children. I mean, it's just outrageous, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like a last desperate measure to try and...
How this comes from someone who doesn't have children, who has absolutely no idea of someone who has children, how they would behave, how they would see things. I mean, I have children. I would never endanger a child. I would never threaten a child. I would never do anything that would put any child in danger. So coming from someone who's never had any children, that remark is absolutely meaningless, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's what they're resorting to now, because I think Alan said something about photography today, and Norman, he said if Norman doesn't take his videos down by the end of today, he was going to expose Norman's full name. And he's saying to his subs, if you email me, I'll tell you all their full names. And I think that was directed at us. Well, how on earth has he got our full names? I don't know where he's getting this information from, but that's, that to me is like blackmail or threatening behaviour. If you do this or if you don't do that, I'll expose your full name to Norman, and that's the level that they're having to stoop to.
That's what Norman said, didn't he? He said he's being blackmailed.
He's being blackmailed. If you don't take your videos down by the end of today, I will expose your full name. And then he's given a few hints, towards what the name might be. And he will email. If anybody contacts him, if they want to know our full names, just email him, and he'll give them our full names.
It's very unhinged behaviour. Very coming from someone that kind of response, I suppose is the word I'm looking for, is very unhinged, very unstable. It just sounds like it's coming from someone desperate and unstable, in my opinion. You know, it's dirty tactics. It's dirty tactics that we personally would be used to, as I've said to you before, with dealing with people, with trolls. This is how they behave. They come out and they'll grab onto any wee piece of information and threaten to expose it, or frighten you, or scare you, threatening to contact your employer, threatening to send authorities to you, threatening to expose who you are, where you live. This is all stuff we are old school in dealing with, very much so, and have for a long time. You know, Alan is he's small fry compared to what I've dealt with, to be honest with you. I've dealt with some nasty people, and others have too. The most vilest of trolls. He's small fry. This is desperation. It doesn't scare us. It's not going to stop us, and it won't make us go away.
Well, no, same here. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just like you say, total underhand, dirty tactics to try and frighten us or scare us. I don't know quite why they are doing that, to threaten to, well, not threaten, you know, but saying that they'll expose Norman's name, our names, you know, what they've said about you. We've asked him, as have you, please, will you come and talk to us, have a civil, honest, open, adult conversation? And he's refused to do so. You know, this is just all getting way too out of hand as far as we're concerned. Far too out of hand. It's unnecessary. And if he would only come and speak to us, what's he frightened of? You know, why won't he come and speak with us?
My understanding is through dealing with people who would have admined with him before, or basically done his lackey work for him, is he doesn't deal with confrontation. He just will not defend himself, explain himself, or he just, in my impression is, he thinks he's above all that. He doesn't feel he's answerable to anybody. He has no empathy of how his behaviour affects the real victims in all this, and that is the families of the people he talks about. He doesn't feel he is accountable or needs to be accountable for that. He thinks he's above it.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Erica. We've said many a time that he has no understanding of the impact of his words. Words are very, very powerful, you know, very powerful, and words hurt, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how he can't see that. We've told him directly, you know, this is upsetting the Rusek family. It's causing them distress, emotional trauma. It's traumatizing for them. Yet he won't stop. Now, what part of, sorry guys, sorry, I'm just getting a little bit passionate about this, but what part of that doesn't he understand? This is distressing for the Rusek family. It is upsetting them. Please stop. What part of that does he not understand?
It doesn't come with cash attached to it. That's what he doesn't understand. He only understands what comes with cash attached to.
Yeah. I mean, even today he was questioning the autopsies, and you know, questioning that they would have had more injuries, and it just doesn't stop. You know,
people don't need to hear that. I'm sorry, and anybody who wants to, who really thinks that needs to be heard, I think is unstable. They need mental intervention. You know, there's some information does not need to be heard, talked about, or glorified, and what he's going into just does not need to be heard or glorified. It's disgusting. It's absolutely it's not morally right. It's morally wrong on every single level possible, and it does not need to be talked about. It's just unbelievable.
No, you're right. It's all there in the discovery. If anybody wants to go and read it, download the files. We've read it. There's absolutely no need, like you say, to sensationalize it, to elaborate on it, to speculate about it. Not needed, unnecessary. Oh.
There's something mentally unstable about people who need to go into things like that in graphic detail and feel the need to discuss it openly in live chats for where children could stumble upon chats like that and listen. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And
He once said something like, well, of course, we're all fascinated by true crime because of the gore and, all that type of aspect. And I'm like, no, I'm fascinated by true crime because I want to get to the truth. I want to know the who and the why and, just generally get to the truth. Nothing to do with the gore and the sensationalism of it all. No, but he actually said that.
And autopsies are sealed for a reason, and they only release certain information for a reason, and that's to protect the families and people from excessive distress. It's
Yeah, or to protect an ongoing case, perhaps.
yeah, yeah,
He's interfering with, ongoing cases, both the Kelsey Bereth case, oh God, it's gone out of my head now.
every case. But I mean, he's saying
But
why?
Delphi. They're ongoing cases, and actually, I was sorry to sort of go on, but I was listening to an interview by one of the law enforcement officers the other day, and they were saying that all this fabrication and speculation going on social media, it really, really doesn't help them. They have to set teams of officers, law enforcement officers are having to set up teams purely to deal with the social media aspect of it.
Yeah.
And where they could be, feet on the ground, detective work or whatever. They don't need to be dealing with this other side of it, purely because people like him are putting out what he said was they call it misinformation, and he said it is so detrimental to the case, and he was particularly talking about the Delphi case.
Well, apparently now the Watts case, apparently now it's a police cover-up and
all right.
and police corruption. Yeah, that's the sort of line that he's going down now.
That's his big feeder, that one. That case is his big payout. That's one that keeps cashing in night after night, week after week, month after month. What he's actually doing is he is stripping the victims of the very last piece of dignity they could ever have, even in death, by just going on and stringing it out and cashing in. He's just stripping the last bit of dignity left by milking it for everything it's worth.
Yeah, I actually tweeted to D.A. Rourke himself. I know Summer has as well, and I think Fairley has as well, to say, look, this guy is talking about police corruption in this case. I actually addressed it to D.A. Rourke himself, so we are making him aware of what's happening. What he'll do, I don't know, but
that's good. He needs stopped by whatever means necessary. He needs, within reason, of course. Obviously, I'm not meaning violent or anything like that. That's not what I mean on any level. But this man needs stopped to do. He needs to be stripped of internet access, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dangerous. He could affect these ongoing cases. Like you say, he strips the dignity from victims, of these cases and the families, and it's I have no words, Erica. I have no words, really.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. And what he's actually doing is he has set friends against friends, sadly, in some cases, with what he's doing, because I feel so strongly and passionate about all of this that unfortunately not everyone sees things the way I do and thinks I'm going over the top. But I'm sorry. The James Bulger thing just really was the icing on the cake for me, to be honest. That was just my breaking point.
Yeah. People feel we're the same, people accuse us of going over the top and being nasty and this, that and the other, but they're missing a greater point, which is the cause that we're fighting for. It's we're not going to change our stance at all. It's we're here to stay, and I think we're really starting to make a difference now, because for them to start doing the desperate measures that they are doing now, clearly they feel seriously threatened, don't they?
Well, I think so. The tactics that are being used that I'm witnessing are not what I would have ever thought I would have seen from people who claimed to be here for justice for Madeleine McCann. you know, and maybe some people maybe don't understand what we're trying to do. I mean, Madeleine McCann's case is very different. It's still, we don't know what's happened to her. The evidence suggests that she died inside the apartment, you know, and that the parents claim was an abduction, yet nothing ever seems to fit with what their line of story. You know, these are people we would have talked to and communicated with and joined in groups and shared ideas with, but we all had the one aim, and that was, you know, justice for Madeleine. So for this week, for them to turn around and say that they were turning towards people who believe differently from us was just a bit of a shocker, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's trying to achieve though by, you know, saying that he's going to expose us, our names and Norman's. What's he trying to achieve? What's he encouraging people to do? Okay, I don't believe that he has got our real names, but if he did have, what are they going to do once they've got our real names?
No, exactly. It's scare
What's the
tactic.
point?
Yeah, simple scare tactic.
This isn't rule number. This is like number one out of the code book of trolling is to expose names, addresses, places of employment, contact your employer. This is all done and dusted. It's been going on for years and years and years from people who tried to scare us away from finding out the truth about what happened to Madeleine McCann. You know, it has actually, I mean, one woman actually ended up apparently committing suicide over this. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Brenda Leyland or not.
Yeah.
So you see, you know, she was a lady who tweeted that she didn't believe what, you know, the official line. She, like myself and many others, she believed that the parents were implicated in Madeleine's death and they needed to be held accountable. There was a dossier gathered on her by pro McCann, the parents, supporters of the parents. This was given over to the media, who then doorstepped her and hounded her out of her home. It was on the news, and it's all this information you can Google and find online. Is Brenda Leyland. She later committed suicide, you know, and I don't know what the aim is here. If that's what the attempt they're trying to do, they really are barking up the wrong tree, because that's something would never ever happen. So it's not, but it is it's dirty tactics, scare tactics. That's what it is. You know, nobody wants to open their door to find like a whole full screen full of media standing outside. You know, but this is the game they're trying to play here, or they're threatening to play.
Yeah, I know, because I was sort of thinking about it. Okay, so he's going to tell people our full names. Now, when we submitted the claim, we did have to, you know, you do have to provide certain details. So we're not sure whether that's got anything to do with it, or whether he just is lying and doesn't have our real names. But I started thinking, hang on, what is his ultimate goal here? What's his motive? That's the word. What's his motive for wanting to expose our names and Norman and anyone else?
Exactly, and it's a very, very dangerous game to play, isn't it? Because you're almost encouraging people to go and knock on your door, aren't you, when you're giving out? I mean, it's illegal anyway. It's doxing. It's illegal. You can't do it.
Doxing. Yeah, I was just thinking, am I going to open the front door in the morning to somebody from the media?
Yeah,
who's got hold of my real name and address?
But he's saying, email me and I'll give it to you. But I think that's just as bad in my eyes. That's just as bad. That's a underhanded, sneaky way of saying, look, I'm going to dox you. But
that's what it is. I mean, last time they were threatening to contact my employer. Now they're talking about the media. I mean, and then they've the cheek to turn around and make out that I'm threatening children. I have 2 young children here, and they're threatening and making insinuations about going to the media, potentially making me frightened that they're going to put my children at some sort of risk. They need to turn around and take a long, hard look at what they're saying and how they're putting it across.
Yeah, I hope this comes back to bite them. I really do. Stuff that's been said today. So I think it's crossed the line, to be perfectly honest.
It has crossed the line. I have never threatened anyone. The only time I really, really annoyed was, and I said, I hope the media got wind of, or Denise got wind of the remarks that were made about James Bulger, because I felt that was crossing the line. And I think if she had got wind of how that was put across, she would have been quite within her rights to have been absolutely outraged and spoke openly and vocally about it. as I believe she would have done. I have never threatened to go to the media. I have never threatened to go to police. I have never threatened to doorstep them. I've never threatened to give out their full name. I've never threatened to give out their address, their places of employment, anything like that. And for them to turn around and use those dirty tactics on myself and others is just is below the belt.
Yeah, it's outrageous. I wouldn't mind betting he deletes that video that he did earlier, that live video.
I haven't got around to seeing it yet because I was in work, and I can't tune in when I'm in work, obviously, for obvious reasons. I have to be very careful and protect myself in certain aspects, especially when people are making certain insinuations.
Sure.
But I will be going back and looking later on and seeing exactly what was said. But I have heard that he was crying and he's broke down, and and the whole sympathy-seeking game cards being played.
Yeah, but did he say anything about the fact that some of his videos have been removed because of copyright?
I don't know.
That's the real reason. If he gets taken down, that will be the real, or part of the reason. He's done that himself.
I was made aware that some of his videos were going to be getting taken down due to copyright. So I think he probably is quite annoyed about that, and he's put on a good poker face by turning around and using it all and saying he's being harassed and he's all this carry on. It's all a load of rubbish. Good poker face, though.
Yeah,
he'll blame us. He'll blame us when really he's brought it all on himself. And I've always said he's going to be his own downfall. I truly believe that. None of us have forced him to put up any videos that could be copyrighted. He did that all to himself. And if he's been caught, well,
yeah,
it is what it is, isn't it? It's not our fault. We haven't done a copyright strike on him.
No,
absolutely.
He should know the game. He's been in it long enough. He should know what he's doing. He's been so lucky, really. He's got as far as he has, hasn't he? Using other people's news channels and stuff.
Absolutely. I just want to clarify. I don't wish any of them any physical harm or anything. We just want this to stop. We want the glorifying of murdered people to stop. We want the stopping of using people's cases to make money, which is morally wrong, to stop. We don't wish them any ill. We don't wish any violence on them. We don't wish the media to rain down on them. We don't want to give out their names, addresses, anything like that. We're not interested in that. That's not how we work. We just want it to stop. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you've taken the words right out of our mouth as well, Erica. We don't wish any ill, any ill will on anybody, anyone, So we echo everything that you've just said. So thank you for that. And yeah, it just needs to stop, please. Goodness knows how many times we've said it.
Mhm. Yep, 100%. Well, hopefully, if we just keep doing what we're doing, keep the pressure on, keep the exposure up, then one way or the other, yeah.
He will, he's got to stop. I just think he's happy to copyright strike us, like we said earlier, and he's done it to others. He's done it to Martin. He's tried on Will a while ago, 411 now. So it's all right for him, but nobody can do it to him. Or if they do, then he gets all upset about it.
Yeah.
What does he expect? He's got to be, if he dishes it out, he's got to be prepared to take it back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He needs to just stop crying like a baby and get on with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just double standards, isn't it? It's stop whinging and whining and crying, and goodness me.
You got to be prepared to take a rough with a smooth. That's something I learned very, very quickly from being a voice and using my voice to try and do some good on some level. It's not always roses in the garden. It's not always people throwing money at you, which I've never accepted money, by the way. We don't agree with accepting money. But the point is, it's not all roses in the garden. Sometimes people don't agree. Sometimes you put your head above the line and you speak up for what you believe in, and not everybody will agree with that, but he has just crossed those lines and more. I mean, before it was for Madeleine McCann case, it was a straightforward, you were in the camp or you weren't in the camp. You either believe she was abducted or you believe she wasn't abducted. He's just surpassed all that. He has sunk the levels well below anything.
And did you not have an agreement that no one would ever, or certainly within your group, nobody would ever make money from the Maddie case?
That's kind of like an unwritten rule between all Madeline group admins. And I mean, we have some fantastic researchers. I mean, there's some of the absolute amazing best. I mean, how they are literally put their research across. I mean, their research is second to none, you know, and literacy is just way above any level, and they can write, and the way that they put it across is amazing. And then, you know, you have others who make videos and others who tweet, and I mean, the research and time and effort, hours, days, years, months has went into their research, and never ever taken a penny, never, and never would take a penny. That's not what this is about for us. It's not about money. It's about getting to the truth, and we believe it stems back down to very deep rooted corruption and cover up, basically.
Right. Okay. Which is basically what he's now trying to say is going on with that case.
But yes, we have an unwritten rule that we don't accept money, and we don't make money, and we don't ever ask for money. You know, it's not about money.
I thought I'd heard you say that before. I just wanted to.
Yeah, it's something we'll be quite passionate about, actually. You know, it's something that's like, it's not negotiable. It's just a no-no on every level.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure we have like Ben Thompson and his blogs that are absolutely fantastic. You've
Sorry, what was his name? Sorry, Erica, what was his name? I heard the Thompson bit.
Ben Thompson, he runs the Justice for Madeline group. You know, he has some absolutely excellent blogs that are very, very deeply researched.
Okay.
Then you have Lizzie Heidi Ho Taylor, who has her own channel here on YouTube with her videos that are mostly based on the official police files. I mean, I think she must be pretty close to about 400 videos on there now. She's never taken a penny, never a penny. Then you have a girl who lives in California, who is Isabel McFadden. She tweets, and she has been on radio stations and stuff over in California with different people, and you know, she's obviously done a lot of research too. Nobody's ever taken a penny. That's what it all boils down to. There's never ever been any money involved. They do this for the passion and for the want to have justice and truth. There's no money value. We can't put a value on it, money wise.
No, you can't, can you?
No,
it's priceless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so much time, effort, and research goes in. It's unbelievable.
I don't know how anyone could accept money for doing that sort of thing. Anyway, you know, it's just not something I'd feel comfortable with at all. You know.
No.
I mean, if you were going to if you wanted to make your living off of YouTube, I wouldn't have thought that true crime would be the best genre to choose. Really, there's 100 other genres that somebody can choose to make their living from YouTube. Why choose? You know, a genre that's got victims and families who are obviously, the families of the.
Exactly, yeah. High-profile cases
as well. Yeah. Why choose that genre to make your money from?
Well, you know, people get emotionally tied into it, don't they? That's, you know.
The way he goes into such graphic detail and how he just overanalyzes things and stuff, there definitely is some level of instability there. Mentally, there has to be. Don't profess to be a professional in that field, but it just seems pretty obvious to me that there's definitely something. You know, like there's a couple of tins short of a six-pack when it comes to like how he gets so nearly off on all the goriness of it. Oh, it's just unhinged.
Yeah. Well, he says, I don't really want to have to tell you this, but, and then he tells us, it's like, well, don't say it then. If you're prefixing what you're going to say with that sort of warning or whatever you want to call it, I don't really want to have to tell you this. Well, don't tell us.
No, he just says for a fact. That's what he does. He glorifies. It's all for a fact.
Of course it is, Erica. Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's so unnecessary. We can all read. We can all do our own research and, you know, read what we want to read, and We don't need anybody else glorifying it and sensationalizing, speculating, fabricating.
No.
Oh, no.
You know, victims deserve a wee bit more than that. They deserve the dignity of just being left alone, don't they? Really?
Of course they do. Of course they do. They've got their own lives that they need to try somehow to get back on track. I mean, I don't even know if it's possible. You know, their lives have changed forever, you know, and they should just be able to quietly focus on themselves and their family and heal without all this extra rubbish going on in their lives to have to defend. And oh no, it's just not right. It's not right.
It's not right at all. Not on any level.
No, it's outrageous. Outrageous.
No.
I just hope we get a wee bit of, you know, it comes to some closure somewhere, and the likes of the Rusak family and all the others that are kind of up in arms and probably horrified at all this going on finally find some peace, and this gets left alone, and he just decides, you know, that he sees that this is wrong. It's time to stop now, you know.
Yeah, the 255 videos, I literally counted them all myself. I can't remember whether it was Friday or Saturday evening. As painful as it was, I wanted to get an accurate figure. I didn't want to overestimate. I didn't want to say he's made 280 if he hadn't. I wanted to get it right.
Yeah.
And they're just the ones that have got, you know, the name in the, I don't even want to say the name, but, you know, the name in the title, let alone the others that have ended up being talked about during an unrelated video. 255.
Shocking. I had worked out there, I'd done a post in my group earlier on. I worked out there was something like 70 videos had been made since just before Christmas or something. I think I broke down. Couldn't believe it.
Crazy. And I wonder how many of them just churning over the same stuff over and over again. You know, how can he have anything uniquely new in all those videos? He can't, can he?
No, not right. Not none of that. No way.
Well, certainly nothing that's got any concrete evidence to back it up. You
No,
know, this
no.
this police corruption or what, any of it. There's no actual concrete evidence to back any of it up.
No, it's just fabricated, isn't it? It's all just fabricated stuff for
Speculation
shock
to,
value. Yeah.
like Erica said, glorify. That's quite a sense. You know, we've always used the word sensationalize, but glorify is another good word.
Mm.
And that's all. Oh.
There you go.
Thank you very much for having me on again.
That's okay, no problem.
Okay.
Nice picture.
That was a bit of a throw together job.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime, Erica. You've soon become a good friend of the channel and the Phoenix Warriors. You know, we consider you a friend of the channel now. So thank you for giving up your time and ringing in.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thanks, Erica. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
Bye. So yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it, that they're throwing at Erica now the children aspect. I mean, that's got to be a crime, surely. You can't accuse people of using children to
I
attack
know. I
people.
think,
That's
didn't he say
outrageous.
something about Norman as well? Was using kids or something, kids in America or something.
Yeah.
And that's just totally untrue. I just don't know. I just don't know where it all comes from. I really don't.
It's almost like, what's the worst thing we can throw at them, isn't it, and tar them with? You know, oh, no, we'll say that they're taking pictures of people's children, and do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, no, they were, you know, the photographs that he refers to with Norman, that was Norman's family. Norman had to take that's Photography Today, sorry. He had to take his own Facebook page down because he was being attacked. This was months and months ago, probably around the time that EN finished and TP were formed. You know, it was his own, he's a photographer. That's why his channel is called Photography Today. He's a photographer and he takes lots of photos. and they were photos of his own family and his own grandchildren.
I mean, he's a professional. He's not. None of us, no one on this channel is going to be stupid enough to do something as ridiculous as that, are they?
No,
I mean, it's,
no.
you know,
And we
I
can't
don't
even
know.
access his Facebook page anyway, so we're not in there trolling because we can't even, you know, we're not even in there, not even as a, you know, not even under anybody else's name or nothing. We're not in his Facebook group. We're not in his Patreon group. We're just not.
I just love to see this proof that he's got these screenshots of people that
Or
have issued all these.
9,000, he said. He's got
How
over
many?
9,000
Oh,
screenshots of TP and or our subs attacking him and his group.
seriously, over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
Oh my
I
God.
promise you, I haven't got that figure wrong. It
Uh,
wasn't 900, it was 9,000. And I just don't know where they've all come from because we've never done it. We just haven't. And I would just like to add that he wants to be careful because if you see, you know, everyone, you've seen some of the horrible, horrible comments that we've had thrown at us, calling us names and saying nasty things about us. They're not angels over there themselves. They give it out as much as they're saying that they're, you
yeah,
know,
absolutely, yeah. But
they
difference is we don't collect them, and you know, I mean, we do screenshot some of them, don't we? But we don't use them as a sort of
a weapon,
weapon of, oh look, we've got all these. You know, I mean, oh, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
No, but they trust me, they give us good as they they give as good as they get, I think is probably the best.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's certainly no
We've been called
saints.
oh no, we've been called some nasty, nasty things. And I know my bow has become a bit of a joke now. In a good way over here on our channel. It's an affectionate joke and I'm more than happy with it. I'm more than happy with you guys, you know, making jokes about my bow and Phoebo and everything because I know it's meant in an affectionate way. You know, we've had to embrace it, and I think it's great that we've turned this horrible name calling into a funny, positive thing, because it doesn't get to us. It just shows what level to talk about somebody's personal experience. If you don't like the bow in my hair, I don't really care. I wear bows in my hair. I've got one in my hair now, you know,
And I have
and
as well. Don't get
yeah,
mine.
you have as well, and so's
Yeah.
Tracy. We've all got them. But why resort to why stoop to talk about somebody's personal appearance?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
It's just uncalled for.
I mean, we're always careful, aren't we? Because, you know, we know that a lot of his subs maybe are kind of new to his channel and, you know, aren't fully aware of what's going on. So we don't, you know, try and tar all his subs with the same brush, do we? We know there are certain ones that stick out, regular ones, and they will come across and start saying horrible things, you know, but we don't go on the attack ever, do we?
No,
Do you know what I
no, we
mean?
don't leave comments on his videos. We can't because we're all blocked. But we haven't created other account. We haven't, if you know, if they think that any of those comments are from accounts that we've made, you know, alts, what everyone calls us alts, they're not from us three. We have not got false accounts that go and leave comments over on your YouTube channel. It's just not us. Whoever it is, it's not us.
No, we're just here to say, look, you know, this is what we see. This is AD. This is what we see. This is what we see him lying about. We show you the proof. You know, the
Got to
Ruzek family
stop.
have come in now. We're looking after them as best we can. We're giving them a safe place to come. You know, fully respect their wishes. He's been told their wishes, but he won't listen. You know, and that's where it is. But of course, it's, you know, all the same thing. You know, we don't think it's the real Frank and blah blah blah. And we're horrible. We're trolling them, attacking them, and it's just all complete twisted rubbish, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It just, you know, that really, really gets to me, the fact that they, you know, don't believe that we've got our Frank with us, you know, Mr. Rusek is with us. It's just
Well,
incredible.
I think they do. They don't want to admit it. That's my opinion. I think he knows.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I agree. But
Yeah.
he can't be seen to admit it,
No.
because he'll have to admit that he blocked Frank and Frankie from his live stream, and
Yeah.
he's deleted their comments.
And he'll have to admit that he's disrespecting them. He'll have to admit that he's disrespecting their wishes. He's going against their wishes.
It's probably his own defense mechanism to just say, you know, well they're not, you know, it's not really them. So it's what, you know, the people Team Phoenix are talking about it's not the real family. So I'm just going to carry on. Well, I'm telling you now, Mr. Alan Binnicum, it is the real family, and we are proud and honoured that they come and chat with us, because it can't be easy for them. And we are asking you again to please stop, or at least come and talk to us about it. You know, invite us onto your channel, Mr. Binnicum. Please invite us on. We'll come and talk to you on your channel, in your environment, with all your subs. We will come and talk to you.
Yeah, quite happily do that. And if he believes it's, well, as he says, oh, I believe that's the real Frankie. If you believe that, all you need to do is go on to Rebecca Winter's live stream, where they came into her live stream, and Frank and Sandy came in, and Frankie said himself, yes, that is my parents. I mean, that's coming from Frankie himself, so, you know, he can't deny it. He can't keep denying it.
Isn't it just ridiculous that these words are even coming out of our mouths?
I know, even having to say it, I know.
Say it, it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It really is. But there we go.
Well,
How's
sorry.
Are they all right? I was just going to ask how everybody is in the chat room. Are you okay there, guys? All 177 of you? How is everyone? Lots of purple hearts there.
Thank you, Fairly Vague. Yeah, that's right, Templedoy. Shouldn't have to justify. Proof's in the pudding. Shouldn't have to justify anything. It infuriates us when we have to say these things.
The only reason, guys, just to clarify, the only reason that we even say this is because we, you know, the family shouldn't have to say it. They shouldn't have to say it. So the only reason we even touch on this subject is to get the point across without the family having to even deal with it, you know.
I've just turned off the slow mode, by the way, in the chat. A few people didn't like it. So we just said a few people were saying it was going too fast before, so, and we knew we get potentially quite a few people in. So yeah, back on the fast mode.
Fast. That's your accent coming out.
Fast. Yeah, you say fast, but no, I say fast.
I say fast. I say bath and grass.
Oh no! See, I have a bath. And I cut the
grass. Have a bath and you mow your grass.
Grass, yeah. Grass, bath, fast.
And I say bath, grass and fast in my posh middle class accent.
And last. I say last. You pronounce the A's more, you see, when you come over the west, you sort of, it's more A's and R's. So it's fast.
Yeah, I suppose people say there's no R in Bath, like BARTH.
Exactly, you see. Bath.
Daddy's a farmer, Tracy.
Oh, yeah.
Dad, Tracy's being naughty. Tell her off. She's being naughty.
Tracy, you're being naughty. Carrot cruncher. I'm a carrot cruncher. Tractor, farmer. Well, you can see my hair, look. It's farmer's hair.
It looks like straw. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. That was after a hard day on the tractor, that was.
Oh, I'm glad everybody's all okay in the chat. Hope you guys always chit chat. I love the way that you just chit chat to yourselves and
Jessie about to say, I can't shake my hair, Jessie, because my bow will fall out.
Dad has straw in his hair. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, Tracy.
Thanks.
I've
Yeah.
never said thanks with an F.
I said that earlier, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, thanks. I'm like, I've never said thanks in my life with an F.
Well, I hope people see the humiliation that Tracy and Phoebe put me through. You see, putting this picture up of me. You know?
When we said to Dad, he said, girls, I have a reputation to maintain, you know.
Got my lady fans, you know.
Lady fans. Hands up, girls, if you're a lady fan of Dad.
You told me I had some.
Hat. Not as pretty as Phoebo, though. Oh, Tiggy
No.
P, thank you. Not as pretty. Dad, you look very pretty, Miss Dog Lover says that you look very pretty.
Oh, I
Pitbull
got a
sleep,
heart from
very
Stardust.
nice.
Oh, there you go. I feel better now.
Oh, you've cheered him up.
Oh, hang on.
I mean, we
Dad
do.
looks like a pantomime dame. That's quite funny, actually.
Yeah, we do. We do give you a bit of a hard time. Dad always says, "Oh, Fee, you're a nightmare." When I'm like, "Can we just change this? Can we just do that? Can we just add something here?" And it's like, "Oh, you're a right old nightmare, you are." I'm like, "Yep, but we got to get it right."
Yeah.
Dad looks like Wurzel Gummidge. Sleeple.
Wurzel Gummidge. God, yes, remember that? He's changed heads, didn't he? It's really weird, that programme. It's quite dark. He used to take his head off and put another head on.
Oh, yeah, Wurzel Gummidge and Sally. Was it Aunt Sally?
Aunt Sally, yeah.
Yeah.
And he always used
Oh,
to...
Buffy. Sorry, Buffy asked what happened to Phoebo. I did change it back, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I did change it back. I might sort of chop and change a little bit.
I was just going to say, Wurzel Gummidge, you always have to guess at the... I think it was at the end, whether he fell forwards or backwards. Do you remember that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It was at
kind
the
of
end,
don't.
yeah. He either fell forwards or he fell backwards. Yeah.
Gosh, you're going a long, long way back. It was Wurzel Gummidge, like a global TV program. Does
so,
anybody else know what Wurzel Gummidge is?
I think a lot of people do, yeah. Well, some Marines won't.
No.
I think they did do a series in Australia, though. They filmed one. Oh, I can't remember.
It was John Pertwee, yeah, Daniel Wiltshire. It was John Pertwee, yeah.
Wurzel was creepy, yeah, he was. It was a bit weird, that programme, wasn't it?
Oh, Rent-A-Ghost, Robin Hood. Yeah, I remember Rent-A-Ghost.
Yeah, who's that woman in it?
Yeah, the scary woman.
The blonde one. She's in the soaps now, isn't she?
Oh, can't remember what her name is now. Who knows the lady in Rent-A-Ghost?
Is she in EastEnders or something now?
I don't watch EastEnders.
I'm sure she's in yeah, she's Audrey off Corrie. Oh, what's her name?
Oh,
Coronation Street. Audrey. Oh, she's got blonde hair, hasn't she? Come on, come on, one of our subs can get this. Who plays Audrey?
In Corrie, in Coronation Street.
Sue Nichols? Is that right?
Sue Nichols, that's it.
Yep,
Sue Nichols.
There you go. 10 points for fairly vague.
Actually, while we're talking about this, I had an idea a couple of weeks ago where we might do one night where we have like a guys, this is for you in chat. I don't know whether you're going to think it's a good idea or not. And if you think it isn't, please just say. But I thought one evening we could do a true crime quiz night. Would anybody be interested in doing a true crime quiz night where we sort of gather together some, quiz questions and we go through it and ask you, but you're not allowed to Google the answers. You have to be honest and just do it from your own memory. Yeah. And it'll be worldwide. It won't be, we will make sure that the questions are things that everybody will should, you know, hopefully should know. It won't purely be based on like UK or US or anything. So I
Oh, all seems good there. Yes, yes, yes,
think we're
yes, yes,
getting
yes,
quite
yes.
a lot of
Yeah.
goods, aren't we? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's something to think about, then, isn't it?
I just thought it might be a bit of fun. It might be nice for us all to get together and have a little bit more of a, not such an intense, maybe such an intense. Can we have a prize? Well, Emma, we did think about that. Yes. That's something that we're still working on. Okay, a prize. But you've got to promise, sorry, Dad, you've got to promise that you don't Google anything, because that's cheating.
That's the only thing. So we had a bit of fun yesterday. I think it was the end of Outback's live. I can't remember now. But you know, when the stream ends, and sometimes the chat carries on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there was a few of us there. I think it's me, Brandy Brown, Jules Freedom. There's a couple of us there, and we started playing Guess the Animal. So we're going through all the animal icons on your phone. We were going through that.
Oh, okay.
We were
So
playing
you were
Guess the
putting the
Animal.
icon on and
Yeah,
you had to
yeah.
guess what it was.
Extremely childish, but it was very, it was funny. It was very funny.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was good
I
fun,
think,
actually. It's amazing.
yeah, anything that makes you laugh and giggle.
We're easily pleased.
Yeah, why not? So, okay, well, if everybody's sort of on board with that,
Yeah, the
I think
crime. Yeah, crime quiz be good. Yeah.
crime quiz. Yeah, I wasn't sure. We did sort of briefly talk about it, and then that idea got shelved. I think lots of other stuff happened, didn't it? And we got sort of shelved that idea. But while we were talking about Wurzel Gummidge, I thought, oh, my aunt is Hyacinth, and her poor husband is Richard. That's Mrs. Bouquet, isn't it, Jojo? Mrs. Bucket.
This is Bouquet. It's Bouquet. Catweasel. God, yeah, I remember him. That was sort of before Wurzel Gummidge, wasn't it? Used to be like a bloke, an old weird trampy bloke. Looked like a weasel. He used to live in the woods or something, didn't he? God, we had some weird programs, didn't we?
It wasn't the same guy. Who was Catweasel? That wasn't John
That was
Pertwee.
John Pertwee, I think, wasn't he? He was Catweasel, I think. I'm
And
not
not
sure.
Wurzel Gummidge,
I
or
don't think so. Let me just see who played Wurzel Gummidge.
I'm looking Gummidge. Wurzel Gummidge. Yeah, that was Wurzel Gummidge was John Pertwee.
Okay. Oh yeah. It was
Catweasel.
I've got Bungle and Zippy. Why has that come up? Search Wurzel Gummidge, get Bungle and Zippy.
That was Rainbow. Well, what are you getting for Catweasel then? I'm getting Richard
Catweasel.
Carpenter.
Yeah, Richard. Oh no, that's created by Richard Carpenter. Oh, I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to say, does it? Oh, I'm sure one of our subs will know. Oh, it's going fast. So you don't learn anything on this program. Geoffrey Bladen, is that right?
Geoffrey Bladen. He died at the age of 93. But I don't know whether. Oh, it says that he was the actor and star of Catweasel. So.
Yeah, Geoffrey Bladen then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Catweasel.
Maybe he was in it.
Catweasel and Wurzel. I suppose that's good subject to finish on, isn't it, really? Catweasel and Wurzel. Yeah. Where'd you go from there?
What was that, Trace? You're saying about a booby prize?
Cat in the Hat, that would be the booby prize. Oh, is this for the quiz?
Yeah. What's
Cat in the Hat? A night with AD.
Oh, goodness me.
A meal. Candlelit meal.
The consolation prize.
Candlelit dinner.
Yeah. But okay, that's good. We'll definitely do that, a quiz night. I think that'd be really, really good fun, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. Be excellent. But no cheating. No
We have to
Googling.
trust you. We absolutely trust you 100%. So
I'll tell you what, before we start, you have to give us your IP addresses. And we can remote onto your systems and have a look, see what you're doing.
yeah, we might need a scorekeeper or something as well, like somebody that keeps score. So
Oh,
we might.
yeah. So AD's got the IPs, isn't he? We could get them off him, can't we? Yeah. Thanks, Mick. Mick saying AD's got their IP addresses. That's fine.
Yeah, we just have to ask him. I'm not going to ask him for anything. I wouldn't dream of asking him for anything, except to stop.
Tracy saying prize is a night with Dad. She's
Oh,
trying to stir trouble again. Phoebe, can you sort her out?
Tracy's being naughty, is she?
Hmm.
Trace, you'll go in the broom hoover cupboard.
Bomb hover. Bum hover. The bum hover cupboard.
The bum hover cupboard, yeah. Oh, that's just dreadful, isn't it? Bum hover. And bomb hoover. Oh, Mick will take second place then.
So you don't have to spend the night with me, yeah. Don't blame him. Bum hover. Bomb hoover.
Bomb hoover.
Bum hover. I've heard.
And wasn't
bum
there a
hover.
boom hoover as well? Boom hoover, bomb hoover,
Bum hover.
and broom hoover, of course, which is the favourite. It's quite a few. I think he does it on purpose now, because I can't believe he would get somebody's name wrong 4 or 5 times.
I know, yeah.
It on purpose. Bomb hover, yeah, Jesse, bomb hover.
Bomb hoover. Bomb hover, yeah. Yeah.
It's Baumhover, isn't it? Dave Baumhover. He's actually got, if you do Google him, he's got something, I think it's like a blog, and it's called Detective Dave. It's if anybody's sort of interested, he's got a little I think it's a blog.
He's got a Facebook apparently as well. I think.
Yeah, well, of course, these people are all human beings at the end of the day as well, aren't they?
Mm.
They're not. It's not like they're fictional characters out of a storybook. They're all real people
That work really hard in what they do.
really, really hard, Dad. Really hard. Yeah. So yeah, our Twitter is at Team Phoenix, capital T, capital P on the end, because at Team Phoenix was already taken, unsurprisingly. So I think we've got 57 followers at the moment on our.
That's good.
On our Twitter, which I think is quite good. Yeah, fairly vague. Hashtag case closed.
Do you have a knob? Oh, have you seen Outback's Nobulator?
Oh, Outback's Nobulator. My goodness me. Oh,
Sight to behold, isn't it?
oh, Outback. I was absolutely crying watching that. I had tears, crying because it was so funny. Oh, it's hilarious, Outback. And Nobulator. I never thought that would be a word I'd be saying. Nobulator.
Brandy's doing some admin for us, bless her. Let's put the link in for Abigail's channel. Thank you, Brandy. I think someone was after it. I'll just put it in again as well. So yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Good having Abigail on. Definitely get over there and have a look. I mean, she's certainly very thorough, isn't she? She knows what she's talking about.
Wow, the work that she's putting into her documentary, it's incredible. Very, very thorough. Yeah, Dad, you're right.
Yeah.
Must have taken her ages, and I don't think we did sort of try and ask, didn't we? I don't think she actually clarified in the end, but I suppose it's taken her every single day since
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
She started back in, was it March, and hours and hours and hours of research. It's admirable, isn't it? It is admirable.
Yeah, yeah, all her own time, isn't it? You know.
Mm. Very calming. Thanks, Summer Rains. Yeah, she has got a calming, sort of soothing voice, hasn't she, Abigail? Perfect for her commentary on her documentary.
Yeah, it's just 100% factual, isn't it? You know, there's nothing
Yeah.
in there that's, it's all just this is it. This is this is where he started. This is how it's gone. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And this is all his little tricks and
Mhm.
stuff. So,
It's like an expose, I guess, really.
mm.
Good night, Miss Dog Lover. I sometimes call you Miss DL. In my head, I think of you as Miss DL, Miss Dog Lover. I hope that's okay.
Oh, thanks, Bev. Bev Costek. Thank you for a lovely night. I think it was one of the best tonight. Oh, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, we were hoping to have Martin on, but that'll wait for another time.
Yeah, something to
Oh,
look
that's
forward to, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. That would be really interesting. We're assuming that he speaks English. Of course he does, because he does all his typing in English, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
sure, he's got a really nice Norwegian accent.
Be interesting to see, look back at the chat as well with Miss Menza in the AD chat. I think she's upset a few people, but I think the Spanners were talking with her and
Mm.
yeah, all just seems a bit strange. But I know I did see earlier we've got a couple of new people that have come and joined over from AD's channel because they were so disgusted by her being allowed in there. So welcome to you for coming over and thanks for coming over.
Oh, okay. We've got
Yeah,
some
I
new
think it
people, haven't
was
we?
Lisa Walker, I think it was.
Oh, welcome, Lisa. Everybody's welcome here, as long as I say everybody. But, we want it to be friendly and respectful.
Sorry, Lisa Slater. Sorry, Lisa Slater. It was.
Oh, yeah. I think Lisa and I have chatted somewhere. I've spoken to Lisa somewhere online.
I think she was just disgusted after all the sort of vile things that Miss Menzies said about Shanann, So
Mm, mm.
so there you go. I suppose we better think about wrapping up, Phoebe, haven't we? We've been going
I
for
guess,
3
yeah.
hours. 3 hours, 5 minutes.
Oh, wow, really? That's, yeah, I could go on for another hour, to be honest, but I don't think, I think we've pretty much, no, you're normally in bed by now, Dad, aren't you? Tracy and
know.
I are the night owls.
I know. I get up in the
A bit-
morning sometimes and or speak to you the next day, and you're like, "Yeah, I stayed up till 4:30 last night." I'm thinking, "Oh my God, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it."
It was 5 o'clock over the weekend. I think I did a night shift and then came home and then I got involved in VP's live, and that was about 5 o'clock in the morning, I think, by the time we finished.
Really?
But you're an early bird, aren't you? See, Tracy
Yeah.
and I aren't. We're not. I have to get up for work in the morning, and Tracy's, she works from home. But yeah, I'm not really a morning person.
Well, Solange is saying that his mods were deleting subs who didn't like Menza. Interesting, isn't it?
Really? Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, is Temple Doyle going? Bye bye, Temple. I really like that name. I don't know if it's your
Temple
real name,
Doyle.
obviously, but I think that's a lovely name, Temple.
See y'all. Good night, Sandra Cope. Tracy's saying you and her get 4 hours sleep sometimes.
Yeah, we do. If we're not working on our channel, we're on the phone sometimes for 4 or 5 hours. Me and Tracy talk. Tracy and I speak on the phone for hours and hours and hours.
It's like sisters, sisterly love.
Twinnies, yeah, we're like twinnies, and I'm often out walking Jackson Boo Boo. And I do little videos for Tracy of Jackson Boo Boo running around the park. And while we're sort of chit-chatting.
Yeah. Thank you, Solange.
Good night, Adele. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. So Remain saying good night, Frank and family, as they will see this after.
Yeah.
Quite right. Yeah.
Should we do lots of hearts before we go? Lots of purple hearts
Oh yeah.
to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Let the Rusek family know that they're in our thoughts and our hearts constantly.
Yeah, because if they watch this back, then they'll see it all, won't they?
Yeah. Lots and lots of love. Oh, well done. Thank you, everyone. Brilliant. Thank you. Oh. Oh, Dave, you found them. Yay. Good night, Tiggy P. Good night, darling.
Good night, Ginger, Gemini Star, Melissa Susie, Randy
Good night.
Brown, Tiggy P.
Well done, Dave.
Yeah.
I couldn't find them either. I've only got them on my phone. I haven't got them on my pad for some reason.
Yeah, phones are better, aren't they? Seems to be much better for icons.
Yeah, it seemed to have more choice. Bye, Brandy.
Bye, Cat in a Hat.
Good night, Cat.
Liz.
Robin Hood, I got banned from her for not particularly liking how BAM works. I don't know what that means.
Summer Rains, Gemini Star, Emma Brimble, Dave S.
United as one. Shine like Shanann, Bella, Cece and Nico. Thank you, Gemini Star. Good night, Emma Brimble.
Owen Rees. I'll probably see some of you guys around tomorrow and I hopping around on YouTube.
Good night. Is it Kybel Cordax? Or Kybele? Kybele Cordax?
Go Joe, Buffy B, Mick Brown, Randy Brown, Hampshire Hog. That's a good name.
Oh, that's a sweet name, Hampshire Hog.
Hog, Hampshire Hog.
Yeah, Hampshire Hog. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a lady or it's one of those names where you don't know if it's a lady or a man.
No.
Hippie Love, proud to be a warrior. We're proud to have you, Hippo.
Right, thanks. Nice Ratchet. Thank you everyone for joining.
None your business. Hello, sweetheart. Bewitched.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave S, a strong warrior there in Dave S. Solange, Kim Timlin, the night Kim. Oh, hang on. Kai Beely.
Kybel Cordax, I would say.
Just spelt it for us, Dad. Kai Beely. Cordax. Good night, MMJ. Oh, I don't really want to go, but we have to.
Yeah, better get to bed here in the UK. So, right, good night, everyone. Take care, and
yeah, thanks to all the mods. Thanks to Tracy again, as always, for
keeping all under control.
Being for you, yeah. Oh yeah, we got it right. Kybele. Oh gosh.
Kybele Cordax. Okay.
Good night, Jim Bob. Yeah. Night, John boy.
John. Okay, we'll see you all again soon.
See you all soon. Bye, Dave. See you soon. Liz Reed. Yeah. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and good night.